Okay, I'll work with Zach and Bowmander. I got you dialed in as well, by the way, Dwayne. And I also crit on the roll for HP, so you got maximum hit points, which is your maximum hit points went up by 16, so you now have 43 hit points as a third level character, which is hilarious. I crit on Jin too. He has 35. He is a tanky boy too. 33 on Tados. We got some beefy boys in this party.
Wow.
Tados, as soon as he ups his con mod, is going to really get a huge boost there as well. Because he only has a +2 modifier, I believe.
Did we all go max
con? Con is, I mean, the lowest con mod in the party is a +1 only. So people are going to be tankier in general.
That is still.
But Jian has a
bonkers.
+3. Bowmander has a +4. Moku has a +4. Akra, or I'm not sorry, not Akra. Conry has a +4. There's a lot of people with high con modifiers in this party. So yeah, that's just how it's played out so far with the way that people have played sad characters, and so they can boost their con.
And you still almost kill us. It's great.
You know, there's no challenge. It's not fun. So I have to scale things up.
I'm saying you're doing a good job.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying.
When I said sad, this is what I mean.
Single attribute dependent.
Ability score dependent. Or attribute. Yeah, it depends on which edition that you're coming from. Okay, guys. So, who has notes from last time? What did we do last time?
I almost died.
Everybody almost died. That's true. Everybody.
Yeah, I remember.
In like a.
Yeah, we dealt with that awakened tree or whatever that was also controlling both a couple of the remaining party members that we were searching for, along with our big boss of the dungeon, so to speak. And I do remember I was close to dying. I mean, it felt like I was close to dying a couple times, and I pulled out a couple last-ditch desperation moves with my flurry of blows and stuff.
Yeah, we had some smite. Moku turned into a pig and went ham.
Right. Went ham.
Literally went ham. So
got saved by Tados on the dragon.
Yes,
Yeah.
Tados.
That was an epic entrance. That was an epic entrance.
Clutch entrance.
Bowmander got hit a lot and hit people a lot because that's what Bowmander does.
Yep.
Did Jin get downed like twice or something?
He did. Jin charged ahead of everybody else and just ran into the front.
I was like,
oh, maybe this wasn't the best choice. But then he made it through. He's a pretty tanky boy. Yeah, Tados has a new portrait this time. We got to get used to that. And so yeah, and there was fighting, and it was a wave battle. You know what I mean? It wasn't like every creature was all there at once. Things kind of came at you guys little by little across the rounds. From the original 3 to then the twig blights being revealed, the tree being revealed, the methods being revealed, and it made for a little bit of a longer combat, a longer session. But since it was the last combat, or the final boss part of the dungeon, that was kind of how we played it.
Yep.
Okay. So as a result of that, you guys grabbed stuff from the bodies. I believe that all of the body searching and stuff was taken care of last time.
Yes.
Okay.
I think wasn't it? I just know that.
No, Jen definitely. Yeah, Zach specifically said I searched the bodies.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think Akra got the other ring from Sharwin as well. I think that Akra has both of the signet rings for the Hugh Creels now.
Yep.
Oh gosh, where's my book?
Should we
go ahead?
Should we medicine check her body?
Should we what?
Yes.
Does anyone who is anyone here good at medicine?
I don't remember.
Is Jin proficient in medicine check?
Yes.
No, he is not.
I am very much.
Uh,
But
What's
I
weird
rolled a
is
3.
I don't have the proficiency with medicine, but somehow my medicine score is
It's-
still pretty high because of my wisdom.
Because of your wisdom, that's exactly right.
It's
So
weird
what are
that
we, what are we
medicine is
looking
a
at the
wisdom
body
skill, though. I gotta admit.
We're looking at why they're all wooden and all that jazz.
I had a different thing I wanted to look for, but sure.
What do you want to look for, Conrad?
I want to see if there's any ounce of life left in her corpse at all.
So are we?
Is
let's
the
say
soul
we're doing
still there?
Is the soul still there?
Either that or can we wait 2 days
All
so I can
right.
collar again?
You
Shove an
can
apple in
what?
her mouth. Use night collar and shove an apple in her mouth.
Let's take it like half a step back.
Okay.
So let's say that we're doing this before the long rest.
Okay.
Okay. And you're investigating her body, see if there's any life left in it.
Sure. Yeah. Someone that's good at medicine, do that.
Okay. And Moku rolls a 9, and so
Yep.
Moku does not seem to find anything in the body.
Peace. All right. She's dead, Jim. Cool. So much for that.
Okay. So you guys already got all of your loot. You got everything there, and let's see. You guys are going. Oh, so you have located all of the adventurers that you came here to seek. You have found the body of Caracas up above, as well as you have heard word of. One second, I gotta look up his name. Talgin. You heard word of the hobgoblins having killed Talgin, Q-Creel, and here at the last you have found Serpa Ford and Charwin, as well as locating Balak the Outcast and defeating him, as well as the tree that seems to be the source of the power. What do you do?
Real quick, can I just clarify? I wanna remember at this point because it's been a while. Right, there was 2 groups. One group was searching for the adventurous party, the one that was there that first time and was at the village. And then my group and the second group, I don't remember what precisely our goal in going was because I remember they weren't exactly the same.
Right. So the first group was from Oakhurst. That was where they heard, and they heard from the Hugh Creel the matriarch of the Hugh Creel family, who runs the general store there, Carowin, and
I was part of that group.
Yes, and so they were persuaded by Carowin to seek out her children, Talgin and Charwin, who had gone on an adventuring party into this area. So that was the first group. The second group came not from Oakhurst, but it was from Port Last. And in Port Last, they ran into a man that nobody ever asked his name, who was a rangery type of guy, whose friend had been in Oakhurst and actually was traveling with the Hugh Creels, and that was Caracas, the ranger. And you guys were asked by him to help him track down what happened to his friend. And that was how you guys ended up at the Sunless Citadel.
Did we ever get the name of the quote unquote friend? Was he one of the
Caracas? No, you guys never got his name.
Man, we did a bad job.
Yeah, you know what we're looking for.
We have so much charisma too, man. We just did a bad job.
Wow.
We just wanted to go and kill things.
I think we were like catch up to the other party. Like we weren't RPing at all. We'll do better in the future. We'll do better.
Yeah, I need to work on my RP.
I mean, I was RPing correctly. Moku didn't care.
Is he a child? No, okay, I don't care.
In character.
Inspiration.
I think I'm slightly gonna change like Alton's reason for like trying to be good or whatever. Or I'm gonna change his backstory. I feel almost. Because
Well,
Retcon.
there's and there's room for retconning, but there's also room for
Just
just
growth.
growth. Yeah, you don't
Yeah.
have to remove the old in order to have characters kind of motivations and things change.
oh no, I was good. Okay, it's fine. I'll tell you guys later.
Yeah, we can work through that because what I was gonna say, the reason I was gonna say is because right now the plan is to kind of have a little bit of a time jump, a little bit of a break for stuff to happen. So there's an opportunity for that.
Okay.
Okay, so
What do
you
we do?
guys are here. You remember vaguely why you came here in the first place.
Dude,
do you-
is this before? This is after our long rest?
Yeah. Well, I mean, unless there's something you'd like to do before.
I expect to get nothing from this, but can I check Carwin's body for a spell book?
Ah, you can.
Hmm.
That is a good point. And so, as a wizard, you know, or sorry, as someone who's familiar with wizards, you know that wizards carry spell books, and that is where they keep their level spells. And go ahead and roll me for a d4,
1d4.
please.
Sure. Oh, did that wrong. 1 sec.
2. Okay, and now roll me 1d4 again twice. And if they're the same,
So roll
we roll
2d4.
different one. No, roll them. I mean, roll them individually. Roll 2d4. That's fine. We're making 2 selections here. The third, and
One more.
yes, one more. The third again. So roll that. Roll until you don't get 3, essentially, for this other one. Okay, so second and third. So you find a spell book that has 2 spells in it, and those spells are magic missile and shield.
But if she was a wizard, wouldn't that require the intelligence spellcasting modifier?
That is correct.
And I'm an intelligence warlock.
Warlocks are a charisma casting class.
They are.
Yes.
They are in the book. They are charismatic casters. However, Connery is playing an intelligence-based warlock.
That is unusual.
It
As
is.
long as you don't have any, I mean, as long as you don't have any spells that require you to use your charisma, I guess that's
No,
okay.
his spellcasting ability modifier is intelligence. That's a modification that we made to the class.
Oh, okay, so that's different. I thought it had to do with his patron or whatever, so that kind of threw me off.
No worries.
No worries.
So you find a spell book. Yes, good idea to look for that.
I can't do anything with these right now, but I'll hold on to them.
Yeah.
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 next
Probably
up
loot the body better than that. How do we miss a whole book?
Cool.
Yeah, actually, that brings up an interesting point, which there's kind of like two things I want to mention. The first of them is that there's like predetermined loot, but if you think that what if this thing is there? Ask, just ask, and
okay.
we'll go through it, and I'll work with you guys on that because
I've done that
just
with
for
keys
transparency-
before.
Yeah, just for transparency.
Oh.
Like
There's
yeah.
no wizard book loot written in the adventure. But if you're asking and it makes sense to me, then I'll make it in it's not a perfect spell book, but he found a spell book that has some spells in
Yeah.
it.
Like,
I have no problem. Like that's
Yeah.
totally cool.
Like we were
Yeah,
killing
yeah.
guards in one of my campaigns, and like it was like we got loot, which is like a sword or something. I'm like, do they have keys? And the gem's like, I don't remember what he made us roll. He made us roll something. He said, yes, he had keys. and it was like, yay, because our rogue was like off doing something dumb. He wasn't with us, and so we were able to get everywhere. It was dope.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then one of the other things that I wanted to mention is that I know all of the skill checks have a pre-assigned ability score that they're tied to, but if you want to try to use a different ability score for a skill check, that's fine. So
I mean, you gotta make a good justification for what I understand.
you need
so
to
I can
explain why.
understand.
I need to buy that you can use you can use your strength to intimidate somebody instead of charisma, because you're up in their face, you're twisting their arm, you're doing something where your strength is the reason that you're intimidating them,
Like you
not
pick
your
up a
charisma.
chair and like break it over your knee or something. Like you have to like
Right.
give him a reason.
So if you do that, I'll let you roll strength for an intimidation check, no problem, or any other adjustment. And that was just something that I just wanted to make sure was clearly stated.
Right. Fair.
Okay. So what else do we do?
Weren't we gonna explore that one area?
I think we were getting to that. We were getting to that room that
Yep.
that John's been, for lack of a better term, pestering us at to get back and go completionist on.
We should have done it before we came down here.
That's why he came back. Because he wanted to see what was in that hallway. That's the whole reason.
Exactly.
They bypassed my attempt to stop them from coming in the door.
Gosh. Okay, wait, hold on. So we had our long rest, so that's what we're saying?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
So,
Well.
dumb question.
Go
Also,
for it.
I'm just gonna keep harping on stupid things. Do I just magically wake up with a book?
No. So those features are going to be delayed. Kind of
Okay.
similar to what we're doing with GN, where GN, some of his features for his subclass are going to be delayed. So
Okay.
you can have.
Hey,
You,
Will.
you don't
Oh,
have
sorry.
ritual spells,
So, are
but you
there?
can have second level spells.
So we're in
Would
this underground, whatever it is, like old fortress that sunk or something, right? Like this
This is
courtyard we're in,
Citadel.
the
Mhm.
Citadel. Are there any like? Because remember we were like not really sure all its background. Are there like any religious symbols like in this Citadel? Like any of these? Do any of these big braziers have? Or like the tree, anything around it? Do they have any religious
Right.
symbols?
Go ahead and roll perception or investigation, whatever you want to roll. Roll something to kind of look.
Hmm. Can I roll religion? Because I'm looking for religions.
Sure, you can go ahead and roll religion. Yeah, absolutely.
Can I help him?
Are you proficient in religion?
Oh, okay, never mind. Someone else that's proficient.
I am.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
that was one of my primary. Let's see, that was one of the skills I've had.
Okay, 22.
Well, it's a little low, but I still.
Oh, you're
Well,
proficient.
yeah, Tados is better.
Proficiency and being good at it are not the exact same thing. One of the, I think I mentioned this beforehand, but like for help actions with skill checks, with such a large party, especially, you need proficiency in the check to help.
Got it.
Because otherwise, it just becomes I always get to roll with advantage, which is just dumb.
Peace.
Okay, so with the 22. So as you go over and look at the braziers, and you're specifically seeking out any religious iconography or symbols that would indicate that they are faith-based in their nature, you do not find anything there at the braziers. You spend an extra bit of time looking around, and as you approach, as you pass by the tree during your travel from one over to the other, you see the way that the tree is built and its fallen form are completely outside of a religious context. There's nothing there. It's alien to the type of things that you're looking for. and this entire area seems to be permeated by the influence of the tree.
Okay. Did I ever detect good and evil in here? Can I do that? Is that this character? Divine.
You are a paladin. Divine sense, you mean?
Yeah.
So when, as an action, you can open your awareness and you know the location of any celestial themed undead within 60 feet of you that is not hidden by total cover.
Oh yeah. So are they celestial? I guess.
Yeah, so as you open up your senses to seek out that type of influence in this area, you find nothing.
Okay.
Okay.
So, if no one has anything else to do, we go back up and clear the last wing.
Okay. Do you guys want to stop along the way to do anything else, or if not, I'll just go ahead and move you guys over to that area.
Yeah, we're basically done with the kobolds, right? We didn't really want to mess with them anymore.
Well, they do have that key back on top of the throne. We don't know if that'll be.
Right.
And there was the room with the dragon statue on, I think it's this level, where we
Wait.
went in and nothing happened.
But we also threw Meepo in the brig,
Yes, and
and
we also
were
have
supposed to
Hobgoblin.
save the Calcrix who we.
Yes.
We could try and, well, first of all, see if Meepo is still there if they already found him, right?
Mhm.
Because he probably spilled the beans if they found him. So
I left a skeleton up there to.
He has no idea that it was us.
Oh, that's right. Okay. What I propose is basically let's try and convince them to give us the key to go in that dragon room and see if we can make something happen.
Mhm.
But I propose that basically on the way through we explain that the dastardly orcs so that we never found the dragon, blah blah blah, whatever we have to do, whatever excuse we have to make, or like he got away or they took him or something. We can even explain what we did down here, but basically the gist of it is I want to try and convince them to give us the key, and if they're reluctant because we didn't find the dragon, let's say we'll go clear out the other side of the castle, which is something we're already going to do, and let's get the reward of the key out of that.
We also have the goblin leader trapped in a room upstairs. We used some pit and spikes to like jail him into a room.
Isn't he with Meepo, actually?
I don't know. I think we kept them in separate rooms.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah, so we'll try and use that as a bargaining chip.
Yep.
And then if they still say no, we have the second bargaining chip. If we'll clear out the other half of the fort.
We could also, well, I don't know if we want to be that grimdark in this campaign. So let's start with that.
Much, I guess.
Can't we just say
You can say, I just don't know that I'll agree with you.
Calcrix fell?
Oh, one of
flew to the
darkness?
bottom floor and flew out of just straight up flew out through that hole and point up at the ceiling over to, where the.
Yeah, we can definitely make that excuse like that.
Busted in.
Yeah. Heck, they might have heard or see him fly away when we burrowed down.
Yeah, well, we can collect. Well, so what do we want to tell Meepo when we recover Meepo? I'm assuming we need to decide if we're gonna blame it on the goblins or if it's gonna be like.
Oh, we found you. They took you. We're so glad that you're safe.
Right.
Let's be the hero. So that he's like on our side, like telling them, like, yeah, just give them the key, like they deserve it.
Can we set another bonfire and put it out?
Classic Moku, you're always wanting to do that thing.
He wants more worshippers.
Turn Meepo into one of the worshippers. We're more likely to convince him to relay a good message back.
Okay. Guess I think that's our plan then.
So you're.
What?
I'm gonna
God.
put you guys up at the top of the shaft. Then
Okay.
we'll say that for this lower area, you guys kind of just make your way back over to the shaft that you crawled down, and then you guys will crawl up the shaft.
So to get our story straight, though, as we're meandering back up here, what do we want to say about Calcrix?
He escaped. He was taken to a different area and then he escaped. Yeah?
Yeah.
I think they most wanted Calcrix back, though, right? Wasn't that their whole thing?
Yes. I think yeah, basically what we want to basically go with is that we found him, he was safe in the fighting, the goblins were able to take him away, and then when we were fighting down in the chamber below, he escaped the goblins, but he also escaped us and got away. And we don't know where, but he went through like this crevice in the ceiling, and we can see like, have you guys seen him? And he came up this level.
Yep. Fair enough. Okay, that sounds good. I'll buy that.
I guess. I mean, I don't really have anything better to say.
Can you guys see the map currently?
Yes.
Sir.
Can you all see your character tokens and everything?
Sure.
Wait a sec. I'm just getting back on the map, and I don't. Hold on.
Let's see.
Wait, is this room where Meepo is, or?
No, we stored Meepo like back over here, and then Ugly Goblin Dude was like back over here.
Oh.
Remind me, the skeleton is only around for 24 hours?
So this is one of the problems.
You lose control of it.
I have to reassert control every 24 hours, and I think we've probably been past 24 hours at this point.
Yeah, I think it might have been at least a day or so at this point.
Okay, guys, stop wandering around.
We went over. Oh.
I don't know where anyone went.
I didn't remember what was on this level, so I was wandering around to try and find stuff.
Conray has maps. Stay with Conray.
In character, Moku's gonna would be wandering away or speeding up the discussion. It's like, let's just kill them.
Oh,
Something like that. Something
Really?
something dark. Moku is impatient here.
Can I do I get to use cantrips? No, I don't get to. Well, I don't get to. Okay, I don't have my book, so I don't get to use the cantrips in the book. Never mind. Okay, cool.
Can anybody open that key? If we
Which
just put
cantrips are we
Mage Hand
talking about?
I have. Well, I added Mind Sliver, Shocking Grasp, or Mind Sliver, Chill Touch, and Mage Hand.
We have Mage Hand, we have Minor Illusion. I'm seeing a formula to get that key above the throne.
This is part of what I'm also thinking about. I'm also thinking about just using Mage Hand to gently drag Moku back.
Mage Hand can only lift 10 pounds.
I know, but I can be annoying with it.
That is true.
grab onto his
Or,
cloak.
you could just, whack him in the face and be like, get back here, man.
Just the small black tentacle spawns into existence and just keeps poking him back.
That's hilarious.
Okay, so what are we doing, boys?
Right.
We've established this.
So
Are
we're
you
gonna-
wandering around to find Meepo?
Okay, are you
we're
guys
gonna
gonna
go back?
You want to look? You guys are walking towards where Meepo is. Is that
Yeah.
what the plan is?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so
Okay.
let me move these guys over here. Okay, so Moku and Akra, you guys should be able to move your tokens. So as you guys come up to this area, you just you see that the destruction and the goblin corpses have all been piled up over against this wall here. There's blood still all throughout the floor, and the as soon as you guys started to climb up, goblins that saw you all immediately started just screaming in Goblin, "Run away! Hide! Hide! Before they kill us too!"
Oh, yeah.
And they all run and are once again kind of barricaded into the corner here where they hid last time, because they lived last time, and so they hoped to be able to avoid the death of this great party of adventurers that has been visited upon the hobgoblins.
You think they would have cleaned up?
Yeah, and as you look, you can see that the hobgoblin bodies, they don't look like they were treated with care whatsoever. It seems as if the goblin commoners had some animosity with those that were ruling over them in this area.
Cool.
Okay, so you guys are gonna move forward to the.
Yep.
Okay, how is everybody's vision working? Everybody can see fine. It's
Yeah.
still dark though,
Yep.
unless there's light sources. Okay, cool.
Yep.
Okay, so you guys are gonna move forward then. As you come into this hallway, you are reminded, and you see once again the dragon pillars that are excuse me, lining the hallway,
Bless you.
reminding you guys of the nature of this citadel as something that was related to a dragon previously. You guys can go ahead and move forward, and as you come to the storage room to the west, to the east, and to the north, the room where you originally found Calcrix. Which direction are you going to go?
So, here is Goblin Dude. Hobgoblin Dude is up north here, and then we had left Meepo here, and then I had ditched the skeleton out in the hallway as a deterrent. It should only be a singular skeleton, so I feel like if we just dogpiled it, since I've probably lost control at this point, it would be like almost a non-issue. So do we want to pick up Meepo first? Do we want to grab the Hobgoblin?
So you can make sure the skeleton didn't like kill Meepo or something.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah, let's just
Go.
poke out and make sure Meepo's all right.
Okay, so that's going to be over to the right. So as you guys move forward, as you come around the corner, moving through this small storage area into the hallway,
I've prepared my shield
you
and my hammer.
recognize the training room, the archery range where you guys fought some goblins previously. And as you turn the corner, you notice on the ground a pile of bones. It seems as if something has happened to the skeleton that was left behind.
I turn around and check the hobgoblin, see if he's still there.
Is the door still pigeon shut?
As you approach the door, you find that the pittons are not holding the door closed anymore. They have been knocked free, and you can see that the door has been opened in your absence.
Can I do an investigation of the door to seem like if they were knocked or removed from the outside or the inside?
Go ahead and roll investigation.
I'm not proficient. I can't help. Oh, he's good.
So as you look at the pittons that are still just scattered about the floor, and as you look at the resulting holes that are left in the stone and in the walls around the door, it looks to you as if they were knocked sideways in order to be removed, not forced outwards,
Okay.
leading you to believe that they were removed from this side of the door.
There's a good chance then one might assume that the kobolds have already found him. We should probably check on Meepo
That
as
or
well.
the other goblins, because there were another group of goblins, right? That's what we're going to clear. Let's go see if Meepo's okay.
Wait, but are normal goblins or the other group of hobgoblins that are loyal to whatever his face is?
I'm not sure.
I'm also pretty sure, like, we busted him up pretty bad. Like, I thought we broke one of his limbs or something.
You broke his leg.
So,
So
not
no one looked in the room. You guys just approached the door and looked at the door.
I'll look in.
Correct?
Go
Go in and look.
What's inside,
okay.
bro?
So
That's awkward.
so as you open up the door and look inside, in the corner of the room, you see the body of Dern. That his throat has been slit. As you look at him, you can see that his armor has been even worn down more than from your combat. Someone roll me a medicine check.
I shall roll that medicine check with my medical expertise.
But you don't have expert. Never mind.
Moku, as he's examining the body, he finds that one of the arms is broken as well. It looks as if someone found this dirt and took some sort of revenge upon him.
Okay. Check on Meepo.
Okay. So as you move down past the pile of bones in the archery range and move over to the door, you once again find the door unsecured. And as you look inside, you see no evidence of Meepo.
No evidence of Meepo.
So is it likely that it's kobolds? That
Do we have where's Jian? He can track things with tracks and floor, right?
With tracks and floor, Jan will move forward and take a look. What do you want Jan to look for? What is Jan looking for?
I think we had talked previously, like have we said before, like because of like the mess on the floor, we can see tracks. I think we did that in some of the other.
So there were areas that had not been frequently traveled where you could find additional tracks in the dust. But this area has been traveled back and forth by many different people recently.
Peace. So it might be too difficult to tell. Okay. Well, should we just go back in the other door? Because there's an entrance over here that we've never been through that I think we've intuited takes us back through to the north side of the Kobold area. Granted, I think it's also pretty heavily defended. So.
Sure, we could just let's just announce ourselves as we go through, so we don't get shot at with any
where are my notes?
defenses. Because I'm pretty sure like they're defended.
There's a like friendly call out for us, and I'm trying to find it in my notes.
Meepo definitely doesn't know that it was us that found him.
No, Meepo was out cold.
Alright, so the kobolds have no reason for them to be hostile towards us.
Well, it's still defended, and Meepo was doing like a call out on the way in.
Oh no, I was just saying like just in case we come in.
Sure. Well, I don't want us to like immediately initiate kobold combat, which is why I'm trying to figure out what the friendly call was.
I mean, with everything that's going on, I think I'd like to make a quick perception check and see if I can hear anything outside our area, just in case somebody was listening in or something, I guess.
You want to look for hidden observers.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and roll perception. As Akra takes a quick moment to center herself, she closes her eyes and really gets in tune with her senses, her hearing, her smell, and as she opens her eyes, her vision. She spends a brief moment moving around through these areas where she's been, attempting to perceive any observers, and feels confident that you guys are alone.
So,
all right.
If I have it in my notes, do I need to roll an intelligence or something check to recall, or
what are we talking about?
The safe word that Meepo
the password?
Yeah.
It's in your notes, but you can't find it?
No, I have my notes. I have it in my notes.
If you have your notes, then you remember.
Yeah. Cool. Tickle corn.
Tickle corn. You're just gonna walk up and start hollering that in common?
I recall that I don't know if it was common or draconic. That's the one thing I don't remember. I have draconic written next to it, but I don't remember if that meant that was said in draconic.
Yeah, your notes are accurate. It needs to be said in draconic in order to.
Well, there's a couple of us that know draconic, so I know.
Yeah,
draconic.
there are a couple that know draconic.
Okay.
I think Akra knows draconic as well.
You guys are
Thea
all over
does.
here. So the plan is to walk through the kind of the back way, the defended area, hollering tickle corn to the kobolds to approach. Okay. Yep. So as you, one moment please. So as you approach this area where you had seen some goblins come out to fight you previously. You find just I mean, quite a disgusting area. The goblins do not take care of personal hygiene very much. The skins around the fire pit are all just filthy. The fire pit itself has a mix of different small bones and refuse throughout it. And as you come up to this door here, um, you open it and you find a hallway that continues forward, curving to south. As you, who's going to be going in front?
I'll go in front.
Tados. Okay.
With my shield up.
Boy.
Okay. As you guys go forward, yelling out in Draconic Ticklecorn, you hear you hear some speaking in Draconic from the other side. Wait, why are they using the password here? What's going on? Hold your fire, hold your fire, one of the other ones replies. And as you open the door, the next door at the south part of this corridor, a small hallway opens up ahead of you. And before you can move forward, you see at the other end of the hallway that there is a kobold standing and he has his crossbow raised, ready to fire. And he looks down at you guys and he says, "Who are you? How do you know the password?" And then as you guys come, how do you respond?
We are friends of Meepo.
Have you already forgotten those who you requested aid of?
And so this guy, he looks at you and he goes, "Yeah, I heard something about people that were visiting a couple days ago that talked to Yisrael.
Yep.
Are you, but are you them?"
Yes, we need to speak to her
Yes.
again. Yeah.
Okay. And so he says, "Okay, hold on." And before you move forward, you see him fiddling around at the ground, and what he essentially does is he reveals to you guys that there is
Pitfalls.
a pit trap here in this corridor.
Knew it.
And he
Classic.
creates it. He wedges it shut with an iron spike that he has, and says, "Okay, go ahead and come forward." And he moves out of the way so that you can walk through. As you guys walk forward into the kobold area, you once again find yourself in an area with dragon carved pillars
Don't they have lights in
lining
here?
up and down the hallway. There's no light sources?
Not just Jen or whoever. It's like still dark.
Okay, one sec.
I mean, I can move around because I can see, but I mean, it should be lit up in here.
Oh, you're right. Oh well.
Is there some light now?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can see it.
For now, that will have to do. I'm not 100% sure what it looks like on your guys' end.
There's a couple weird shadows, but it's fine. It's lit up now.
Okay. How come you're not streaming for Dwayne?
Oh, I forgot.
Okay, so you guys come in and you find the different kobolds here. You recall your first time here with the double row marble columns that have dragons marked upon them. What do you do?
Yestriel. Also, anyone see Meepo?
You're gonna move up towards Yezreel. Okay. So as you guys approach Yezreel, you see different kobolds scattered throughout the area. As you approach her, in case you guys, I think you guys have a handout that
Yep.
shows what she looks like.
Yeah.
That you can reference.
21.
Yeah, handout 21. And as you guys approach, you see the dragon throne once again. There is a short throne constructed of masonry stacked against an old altar. And on top of the altar is the variety of items, one of which is the key held in the dragon head statue's mouth that you guys were referencing earlier.
Yep.
And seated there, you see Yezreel. What do you say as you approach?
I don't know, something. Greetings. How long have we been gone? Like 3 days? Because I left and came back.
Yeah,
I think
it's been 2 or 3 days at this point.
Greetings. The travels were much harder than we had thought they would be. Those goblins, those tricky goblins, and what we found down below when we sought farther into the Citadel. It has been quite the journey to try and aid you and to find the adventurers we sought. I paused to see if she's gonna give me anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So no, that's fair. That's fair. So as you're speaking and as you approach, she's gonna look at you, and she'll say, "Indeed, the evidence of your adventures are clear. It is interesting to see you again. Have you dealt with the goblins as we discussed?"
Yes, the goblins to your. Is this north south?
North is fine.
Yeah. So yeah. So the map's oriented north south. Yes, the goblins to the north. We did deal with fierce battle. We had many a foe, but we prevailed in the end. We did not come back immediately. We had to continue to seek further into the Citadel for to seek the adventurers we came to this Citadel for originally. On our way back, we noticed that not only had we taken care of them, but there had been some changes. For instance, Meepo. Have you seen Meepo?
And as you mention Meepo, you see a reaction on her face. Go ahead and roll insight, if you would. Okay. You can tell that she's not happy with the mentioning of the name of Meepo. But
We were separated in the first fight, and we were trying to seek him out to see if we could find where the few goblins that escaped us had taken him, but all we found were empty rooms.
And she will respond, Meepo, I do not. What a disappointing creature that one is. I am almost glad to be rid of him at this point. You did not see him on your return, and neither have we.
Interesting.
That saddens us.
You are sad for Meepo?
We're sad to lose someone and not know what happened. I don't like to leave things open-ended. For instance, this wormling you sent us for, we found him, but we were never able to grasp him. The goblins swept him down to the lower levels, and when we followed in the fighting, He was able to flee and escape the goblins, but he escaped into a crevice in the ceiling and came up these levels. I don't know if you've seen him, but we know that he got away, but we don't know where he's gone.
Indeed. No, we have not seen Calcrix. Well, in that case, um, we must reward you for your help with the goblins, but you have not returned our dragon to us. This must be considered.
Peace.
Well, I would also consider then that we have done much more than deal with the goblins to your north. We also dealt with the goblins that were below you that I'm not even sure you knew of, as well as a foul entity took the form of a tree, and the twisted ones. What was the dude's name? The one that was like leading the goblins, like the human, the corrupt. What did we name him again?
You're talking about Balak the Outcast?
Yeah, the outcast. We dealt with the outcast as well as the turned adventurers for you, and all sort of fiends, mephits, and something else. Anyway, mephits
okay.
and an entire army down below.
Mm-hmm. Okay, one sec. Okay. So, as you mentioned, the outcast in the tree from down below, you see a surprise on Israel as she hears that has happened, and she almost interrupts you as you're kind of finishing off your sentence, and she says, "The outcast in the tree are no more."
Yes, it's true. We've done a greater service than we thought when we left. Like as I said, the adventure was indeed more than we had bargained for.
And the goblins below, you have ridden us of them all as well.
Yes, of course. As I say, I don't lie when I say that we did you a greater service than we thought.
You say you do not lie, and yet there are still goblins here, even on this level.
We never talked about fighting these goblins, although I will say we have plans for them. But regardless, we have already done what we agreed to and more.
Real quick,
Yeah.
the goblins, even on this floor, is you just came back up. There are still goblins there, alive.
Yeah.
You walked past them. Okay.
They're like civilians. They don't have to know that we did that.
But okay. She's gonna just look at you very confused. Because she'll say that even now the route that you came from is from the goblins, and yet we know that there are some that still live. What do you
Ma'am,
see?
do not talk to me of the civilians. We have taken out their warriors and their ability to attack you. If you want to go and slaughter the young, the women, and the children, and the elderly, that is on you. I did not agree to come and kill them in their sleep, just to help fight them and their hobgoblins and their warriors.
And so as you start to speak, she'll just kind of her face will clear up a little bit as she understands what's going on, and she will say, "Indeed, but I fear that you are overstating your case, and I wonder to what end."
Overstating our case? We did everything that I just said we did. We have gone below. We cleared a tree. I don't know how we overstate the truth of a battle. I present to you, go and look. see the aftermath of what we have wrought.
And we will. You need not fear. We will see as we live here in our place what has been wrought. That is fair. I will thank you for your help with the goblins and the tree, but must be disappointed in the results with Calcrix. Therefore, I offer you the choice of two objects from the treasures behind me. And as she says that, she kind of motions not just up to the key that's in the dragon's mouth, but actually on the altar that you can see a couple of items as well. One sec. Need to double check something. Oh, interesting. Okay. So you see, oh, I'm getting an echo now.
No, you're good. It should be gone.
You see a feather token. You see spell scrolls, 3 different spell scrolls there on the altar, and you see a flask.
Spell scrolls, a flask.
What's a feather token?
Somebody go ahead and make an Arcana check.
And by someone, we mean Connery.
Yeah. Connery.
Gotta be Connery.
Crit, please.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
So Connery, as you guys take a brief moment to examine them and kind of discuss amongst yourself what you're gonna choose, Connery explains to you that a feather token is a magical item that it looks like a feather, but what it does is there's different ones that have different effects, and essentially Yusdril is gonna, as you guys start talking about it, she'll say, feel free to take a closer look, and she'll kind of step off to the side a little bit so that you guys can approach and look. As you do approach, you see that the Cobalt Elites all just kind of start looking a little bit nervous, but they're maintaining their distance from you, and they're not overtly aggressive, but just alert. And as Connery walks over and picks up the feather, he knows that it is a token that has an effect. And so essentially you can do something with the token to cause an effect. There's different types of effects that can be caused, and you're not 100% sure what this one is.
So...
Do you have Identify, Connery?
I do not.
Okay.
I was gonna get, yeah, anyways, it's good. So, I'm going to...
Actually, then, as you then pick it up and are examining the token, Yusdril mentions, yes, the tree, and she explains to you that the feather token can be used to create an oak tree. It's a single-use item, and you must be outdoors. But essentially, you can use an action to turn the token into a non-magical oak tree that is 60 feet tall.
Huh.
Is it all right if I kind of turn toward Yusdril and like, Madam, would it be all right if my friends and I could have a room to the side for a minute to consult with each other, just to just to discuss this amongst ourselves, what we think the best path of action for us would be. We recognize your great generosity in rewarding us for this, but I think we need some time to discuss amongst ourselves, given our own different personal interests in this matter.
Indeed, and she'll motion to you guys to this door, kind of up over here, and allow you guys to kind of move into there without any issue. There's doors on the sides, but you guys can close those off for your discussion.
Can I peek in them before I close them? Just because I'm curious what's behind them. If they were open.
Yes. One sec.
If they're just having their ears right next to the door.
Yeah,
So-
exactly.
The one on the left side, or the shows you a few kobolds. That as you crack it open and look inside, you see very angry and kind of ready faces. They seem to be guarding this this way to the left, but as soon as you approach, they all turn towards you and ready their weapons as you look in.
Hmm.
And
Just-
you can, go ahead.
Just stand by. Just knock if you need to come through. If there's trouble, we'll help. But we need to have a discussion. Please give us our privacy.
And you can see that the one to the north, who seems to have a slightly nicer piece of armor, nods to you and responds in Draconic. Indeed, and then lets the door close behind you. And then on the other side, when you glance in, you actually see a storage room, very similar to some of the other ones that you saw throughout the Kobolds area. It's just kind of a place where it looks kind of worn down. There's not a lot of, not really anything that's of obvious value. Just a room. Just a room.
Cool.
I'll leave that one open.
So amongst ourselves,
So
what do we think?
So Conry, what did you see when you examined the objects? What were they?
Actually, yeah. Do I get any other knowledge based on the investigation check?
What else do you want to look at? So you looked at the feather. Do you want to look
I
at
would
the
have wanted.
spell
I would have
scrolls?
wanted to look at all of them. Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
So as you look at the spell scrolls, using your arcane senses, you can tell. So we have a let's see, we have a feather open 3. There is also the 3 spell scrolls. Are mage armor, fighter climb, and knock. And then the flask seems to contain elixir of health. Now those are 3 separate spell scrolls, so they're not. It's not one thing. It's 3 things.
So there's those 3 items. There's the key. I'm not entirely sure if the key was an option.
And the key. No, the key is also. She made it clear that the key is also an option.
We also have, and I will produce out of my bag, having hidden it from Bowmander earlier, the apple from below.
And Bowmander perks up as soon as it is revealed. Hey, isn't that for me?
Okay.
I'm going to put Tados between me and Bowmander.
Okay.
I'm not really gonna haughtily or anything. Just like casually look at Bowmander and be like, "We're speaking. Pay attention. Decisions are being made. You must weigh in."
So we could use this. So one of the things we have yet to discuss is what we want to do with the apple. And additionally, do we want to take it back to the town? Do we want to plant it in the town? It always seems to disappear. Do we want to give it to these guys as a bargaining chip? Do we just want the key because it seems like the key might be more interesting than any of the items here? At least to me.
Wait, do we know what the apple does? No, right? It was just there.
That the apple, if the stories from Oakhurst and other places are to be believed, is a sort of curative that can help with all sorts of physical wants. So
Panacea thing.
yeah, the panacea. That's a good.
So
choice of
so
words.
when you examined the feather, did you notice anything about it?
Nothing in particular, except so I must simply defer to Yustriel's claims that it creates this oak tree. I'm not sure what a one-time use giant oak tree would do for us, but
So,
it's certainly an option.
Cover.
so the feather token makes a tree, and then right next to it says tree. There was also just a tree.
No. That's just how the item is listed
Common?
in the
So-
in the book.
There was an
Sorry.
elixir of health.
Yep.
That what does that mean? Like a permanent health boost, or just like a health potion, but like an elixir, so a really good one.
Just a
Sorry,
Take a
I'm a
chip.
little unfamiliar with items in 5e.
So the elixir of health, it's like a lesser restoration kind of. It cures you of any disease and it removes blinded, deafened, paralyzed, and poisoned conditions.
And how much could we sell it for? Because I don't see us using it. Is it
It's
uncommon?
A potion. It's a rare potion,
Rare. Okay.
but it's a minor tier potion.
Okay.
It's weird. You could get some money for it.
I'm just curious. And then so the mage armor, spider climb. I'm just gonna look that up. I don't know what the.
I will
are.
point out, and I will gesture at our fearless druid over here. He can already turn himself into a spider at will, as we have seen many times.
Right. So spider climb might not necessarily be the most valuable spell for you guys.
Yep. Mage armor. I mean, I have my armor of Agathis, and knock. We have a thief, and I look quite pointedly.
Well, but armor of
Yeah,
Agathis
So it
is
doesn't
not,
seem like
It's not the same thing, but
not
it's,
even close to the same thing. They multiplicatively benefit you.
yes,
I
they
have you know.
multiplicatively benefit me, but it's a one-time use spell. Right? If it's a scroll.
But I'm gonna send you. Can you hop over into? You have a sidebar here, John. You didn't make a sidebar channel.
No, I did. I think when you consolidated, you got rid of
I
it.
deleted it. Okay,
Oh,
sorry.
shoot.
Session sidebar.
I think I just called it GM sidebar.
Okay, GM sidebar.
There is a session sidebar section.
Oh, where?
Yeah, no. A vocal channel, so Will and someone else can jump in and like have a sidebar where we don't hear.
Okay, hop over into the GM sidebar voice channel, please, Mr. Connery.
Look at these advanced tactics.
It's a way for Will to like, right, so if someone rolls and like they learn something and like they specifically said I'm doing it sneakily so no one knows, it's a way for him to actually do that, so we don't be like then intention, right, so we don't metagame basically and try and get around that knowledge to have a different way to find
okay,
it.
that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Look at this
Side note, I
online
did
advantage.
use the screenshots from Hero Forge to kind of design Thea's new appearance and come up with her
Her celestial form,
potential astral self.
dude, I love it. That's dope.
Yeah, I had to rework the colors a little bit in order to get to
Mhm.
her to represent Bahamut a little bit better after I saw your avatar's colors. So
Yeah.
Did the best I could there, and yes, I'll admit, the astral self. First off, naming totally had to go with a JoJo sort of thing, since that's basically what astral self is. So Dragon Force named after the band. and
Let's go
the
ahead,
colors is-
since Andy took a quick break, let's go ahead and just grab a quick 5 to 7 minute break here. Let's try and be back by 11:55.
You got it.
That is 125 indeed.
I'm an engineer or
Ah.
something.
There's a handful of those here.
I
One or
smart.
I can do
Sorry.
math sometimes. It's all good.
So, yeah, Dwayne, F3 is from Maple Story, and it's the very silly face.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fun one. It's a face that I've never seen in another game that I miss when I don't play Maple Story
Dang.
because
Yeah,
it's so
what's up?
silly. It's like a sarcasm / making fun of / I can't believe you just said that / it can be used in many different ways.
Wow.
Okay.
Let me Google it.
Oh, I found it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it has additional context from people who have played the game for a long time too.
Yes, but anyone that didn't get a good look.
Oh, you're gonna post it? Oh my god, this buff Pikachu. So yeah, that's what John's been using his time to do.
Okay.
JT, you know.
Whoa! Well, I also printed some wall hooks, including you can't see it back there, but back there I have my printer helmet, my welding helmet
Quick break. They didn't
Nice.
even say
on a
that.
hook that I. Uh,
Yep.
Yeah,
Oh.
I printed that hook. I printed the hook for my
Nice.
recyclable bag. A couple other things, but my printer's giving me problems. It like just turned off in the middle of a print, and I think whoops, I think might just linked with my power supply. So I have my multimeter out, and I'll troubleshoot it when we're done.
Copy all.
Yeah. As soon as Bowmander tries to touch the apple, he can tell that it's not an apple. It is a metal die.
Nice.
I want to get more metal die, but they're expensive.
I can imagine.
You you
Oh,
work at
Are
a
those
foundry.
dude,
I know, but you can't cast a die like that.
I
Where
know.
Where am I going to put the runner in the gate? How am I going to break it off from the metal flowing in?
You just gotta sand it down. real nice.
YOLO.
Yeah, I mean, I could,
Yep.
but I can't make a steel die like that. It
Cast.
would need to be like at my place.
Do the Well, I mean, we could just make a like we could personally cast die
Yeah.
if we made
Yeah.
molds.
I've made trash can forges before.
Yeah, so have I.
Trash can forges.
Foundry.
That's what you
foundry.
call them. Yeah. It's
Well,
just like
I
a name.
used mine to actually like pound out a piece of rebar, and my
Oh,
dad
nice.
was using it to make custom bowl gouges back home for his lathe.
Oh, that's dope. That's really cool.
Wow. Hot working.
Okay.
You get that additional deformation without failure.
Does
Yep.
your dad have just like that spare oven for annealing somewhere? Dude,
I
I love
have
those.
one. My dad's completely into woodworking. I went off the deep end as the carpenter's son to go metalworking route.
Dude, metalworking's way better. Say that also for coming from a contractor's son.
Yeah, no, I feel you.
It's the engineer. It's just so much more potential.
Well, there's nothing like pulling a piece of 5160 spring steel out of a kiln and seeing it glowing yellow hot. It's just like this is
Yep.
the thing.
Yep,
Uh,
exactly.
No, that's awesome.
All right. Where's Andy? Shouldn't we get started again soon?
We
When he's
should,
back.
I'm not sure.
I'm here. You guys can start.
Okay,
I'm just not in my chair.
you're on the ceiling as a spider.
Are you taking
know
a
me.
nap?
Okay. So you guys were one second. You guys were discussing the prioritization of the items, and I stole Chris to talk to him briefly about something that
Yep.
affects him.
So I
What you guys are
definitely.
still discussing.
So I definitely want to say that it's more a question of what second item we're gonna get because we want the key.
Yes. Are we allowed two? Is that what it was?
They said 2.
Okay.
All right. Honestly, I don't see us finding much use in any of those spell scrolls, and
It's either the feather or the elixir, essentially.
So Connery sits there as if retcon anything that might have come out of Connery's mouth previously, and Connery's like, the spell scrolls may be of great personal benefit. So
You have to convince us because I'm leaning heavily towards the feather or the elixir. Neither because I really want them. The feather I think might have thematic importance somewhere in the dungeon. And the elixir, honestly, I don't care that much. But we are pretty low level, and I know that spell slots can become pretty low. So health is nice, and also we could try and sell it.
But the elixir of health doesn't give you health.
You're right. It was like
security.
status elements and different things. Yeah. So, but we could sell it.
We already have the super apple.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I will
I
agree.
can
I think can we
do
all
that
agree on
kind of
key?
fear.
Can we
Sorry?
all agree on the key?
Yes.
Okay.
we're
so
all
key is
agreeing on
one.
the key for sure.
Okay. Connery will put in that the spell scrolls down the road may become. I down the road I may be able to make more use of these than they would as a standard spell scroll.
Hmm.
Um,
Which one?
all of them.
You know you can
Well,
only
we
pick one of the
only get
12
one
spells.
of them, and we're taking the
Oh.
key. So which one and what advantage do we get out of it?
This is a fair point.
How would you help further Bahamut's ends?
So I might be. Let me. Can I? Am I allowed out of character to like quickly Google what each of these does so I know the effect?
Absolutely.
100%.
Thank you.
So mage armor sets your AC to 13 plus dex.
Right, but it's only if you have less than 12 AC, right?
What do you mean?
Or,
only
or
for
it,
that?
it, sorry, it only makes sense if you have less than that, basically, already.
Right.
So it'll buff you. So mage armor gives you AC 13 plus dex. Spider climb is is mage armor self or is it touch?
I believe it's self.
It's touch. It's
Oh, is
touch.
it
So I
really
can give
touch?
anyone. Ooh. Okay, spider climb
Yeah,
is
I thought
touch.
something like that was cool.
What the heck
and-
does spider climb do?
Spider-Man.
Oh,
Yes.
basically it lets you climb up. I mean, basically turns you into
Fire.
Spider-Man in a way for a
You
short time.
become Spider Pig.
Yep.
Spider Pig. No, only you become Spider Pig. Everyone else is Spider Man.
I feel like that needs to be a custom transformation for both.
The Spider Pig in it.
Wow.
So, out of character. So knock, choose an object you can see within range. The door can be an object chest. Blah blah blah.
Basically, it makes a sound and
Object,
could
no.
unlock. I think.
yeah,
It
only
does make a very loud sound when you use knock every
Yeah.
time.
Right.
But it's
Audible for 300.
used for unlocking things.
right. So it's like a stealthy unlock. So it is.
No, it's not
Unstealthy
stealthy.
unlock.
Oh, sorry, I meant to say unstealthy. It's a unstealthy
It's a
unlock.
conspicuous unlock.
It's a conspicuous. It's the foot key method, right?
Might as well break the door.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might as well just like, bam, bam.
So maybe not knock because we have good old Xander over here.
I mean, okay, it's not as. It's still better than breaking a door or breaking a chest because,
Yep.
right? Like, let's say we were sneaking somewhere,
Mhm.
and we use knock. It would alert someone we're opening it, but let's say like they just heard it from a distance and they came,
Mhm.
or if we had done something else to obscure the noise,
peace.
then
Oh yes, I
Yeah.
do have silence.
because we
It
wouldn't
could be something simple like.
we wouldn't
now.
break
You
it
can
like
hear
right
anyway.
that because if the option is break it or knock opens something and alerts someone, but there's no like physical damage to the item, which can be advantageous.
Sure.
In my brother's second campaign, I tried to pry open a chest with a javelin, and the GM was so annoyed that we opened it in a way that wasn't supposed to be able to open it that he exploded the chest because I rolled a natural 20 on my strength.
God.
And so then we went around the corner because someone heard a noise, but there was an exploded freaking chest all over the room, so they investigated. So there are cases where it's useful not to break
Okay.
stuff when you're trying to get in. Just
Right.
I'm just putting my 2 cents in.
Peace. But I'm also saying we have a rogue. We have a rogue whose job is like thieves' tools.
That's true.
He has
So-
one job.
And a
Well,
great
yeah.
hover dad to help out.
So
Oh,
I would say mage armor or spider climb would probably be two of the more useful options for the party.
yeah, but you also, as you mentioned previously, Moku does have spider climb,
Right. So
Yeah.
yes, Moku does have spider climb. So
and he can become a spider.
and he can become a spider.
Mm.
So I would throw out the mage armor scroll as maybe the higher priority on the list for myself. But I will vote key and mage armor.
Do you want to convince us or deceive us that it will be helpful?
Down the road, it may be that it is no longer a single use. I may be able to find a way to turn this into something that all of us could share. Repeatedly.
Yeah, Tados doesn't care.
Yeah.
For himself. For himself. That doesn't mean
For
he doesn't care for the party.
Right. So for the squishier folks among us, looking kind of at Alton, and maybe at
Moku?
Thea because he's seen Thea's extremely dexterous but lightly armored sort of setup. You know, I might be able to help bolster your defenses.
I am in favor of increasing the odds of my comrades coming unscathed. It's why I would like to be their shield. But I don't know that we need it. I'm very confident in my ability to defend and to protect the party from damage.
The scroll is taking his jarbs.
And honestly,
Let's see.
I don't really see that much use for it if I were to be the target of the mage armor spell. Because honestly, I'm very nimble and I could easily avoid a lot more damage than you might think. So I'm still in favor of the key, but I'm
No, the key's not in
maybe-
question. It's the
It's not
yeah.
question. It's what's the second item?
yeah,
is.
it's the
right,
feather or
but
the
I
elixir.
don't think, I don't think the mage armor scroll would be that much use for me personally. Maybe Moku, maybe Alton. I don't see that for being as much use for myself, but
Can I when we were talking this, can I try and gain some maybe insight into if the key has anything to do with the tree below, if they're at all related? The feather
The feather.
that turns into a tree. Can I perceive if it has anything to do? Can I attempt to
How?
perceive?
You haven't been down there, so how are you going to tell if it's related?
What do you mean? I like investigated the tree and did a religious check on it and like all this stuff. Like I've
The tree.
the tree below.
If the feather tree is related to the tree on the lower level,
Yeah.
not the route down below is in the bottom part of the map.
Yeah, not to the south.
Go ahead and roll nature.
Hey Moku, you want to help out with this? Do you have nature?
Make sure you look at the feathering of the feather. You know,
The feather.
You got it. I will.
You get
Look at the
guidance
right
on
object.
your roll.
Okay.
Well, and you
Nice.
get at least a 1 bonus. Roll a d4 as well.
Is it? Was it bless?
It's
No, it's guidance. It's this one. Whatever. I did
Yeah,
the
but
bless
it's-
first.
It's a d4. It doesn't matter what
Yeah.
it says at the bottom.
I should have clicked it.
Okay, so you as you kind of ponder your recent investigation down below, you do not believe that the feather is directly related to this citadel, but is instead its own item.
Okay.
So,
So my 2 cents then. After this investigation, Tados turns to the group. I don't know. I've trusted Connery so far, and he's not quite let me down. He's come close.
Connery kinda
we-
gives
we-
an indignant look.
We can all agree on the key. I lean towards the feather, but I leave it up to you, my companions, to weigh in on if we should bow to this sorcerer's whims on the spell scrolls. I'm not particular.
I have to work for my magic, thank you. So,
Excuse me.
I will leave it at this: one-time use, giant tree, or potential down the road potential for mini castings of increased defense for the party.
How much further down the line are you talking about?
Imminent,
Imminent.
right now.
Do I trust you?
That's what I'm saying.
It's a question that
I'm
only
kinda
you
like,
can
I don't
answer.
know.
I don't know. So I mean, if it was me,
Persuasion.
it would be either.
Persuasion.
No, we're
Persuade
not
the
gonna-
party.
We're not gonna.
Damn it, fine.
Inter-party rolls are for if both people are like, we want to roll on this. You guys can talk through this.
I mean, if people want to roll against me, I don't mind.
what would we even roll in this situation?
I'm just not swayed. I see the value in the scrolls, and I do like the idea of protecting the party. But
Nice. Your job security is at stake. I understand, my good.
No, I recognize that with the power of Bahamut cannot be overcome by some petty warlock spells. But I do believe in the safety of everyone else. It's just that's why I'm leaving it up to them. It does not affect my health.
Understood.
I do lean towards it. I have a strong feeling this feather could be thematically useful.
Can anyone assess the value of this feather? Because if we're going to go with something that isn't a scroll, I'd be looking for something to sell and make gold off of. Because to me, I don't see, at least personally, as I do not see a giant tree out of nowhere being useful, and I snap my finger and make a tree appear with minor illusion.
A 5-foot tall tree.
A 5-foot tall tree. It's not quite as big as the other tree, but I'm not doing that kind of comparison here.
It's what you do with it.
What do you mean by thematically useful, Tados?
You said it yourself,
What
Tados.
does this mean?
That's all I can say. I just have a feeling. I'm not sure if this one is divine in nature or just an instinct, but that the feather might be useful. I don't know anymore. I'm not trying to sway you one way or the other. I just have a feeling.
So Bomander has indicated that he does not mind. He's still looking at the apple. The other party members. The other party members should vote, since it is essentially a stalemate between myself and Tados.
Does Moku have any input?
I like trees.
Okay, 2 for trees.
That just reminds me of the I Like Turtles video.
Yeah.
But Moku
I like
also
trees.
likes spells.
Yeah, but I also lived in the forest for like a billion years, so you know.
Okay. Moku's a tree hugger. Got it.
I'm a tree hugger through and through.
Okay, so we've got 2 for trees. We've got 2 for trees, 1 for scrolls. Alton, Theo, what say you?
You know, personally, if I'm being greedy, I like the mage armor. If I can somehow get the mage armor.
So he
But I
leans
feel
towards
like
scrolls.
if they're already up in my face and I'm being wailed on, like, Tados, like, you gotta get better. Like, something bad happened if I'm being wailed on.
Yeah,
And then again, I have a lot of, I can do other.
Well,
Get
just God bless you. Just just for you, JT, just so that you understand, your armor class would become 16 when affected by mage armor. That's 10% less chance to get hit by anything that's attacking you. So that's not a small boost. That's a pretty significant bonus. Just so that you're aware. Let me see about Moku. Moku, are you wearing a shield, Moku? Oh yeah, you are.
Moku's already tanky.
No, but Moku would gain 2 as well.
Oh.
So he would have 17 AC instead of 15. So, along with your hit points, that makes you quite a bit harder to hit and deal damage.
Do druids typically have high dex?
He has a +2 dex mod, but he can wear a shield. He can wear a wooden shield. So that makes a difference.
Got it.
Right.
So, just from like, I understand like the characters they have their own thoughts and everything else, but just so that you guys are aware of the potential benefit that you're looking at here. Neither Tados nor Akra can benefit from it.
Yep.
But I mean, that's still 3 party members because Connery will also benefit from it. So yeah.
All right. You convinced me. I'm for the scroll.
We got 2 for scrolls. We got 2 for scrolls, 2 for trees, 1 abstaining. So it is now down to Akra.
What about Gian and Xander? They've been a little quiet this whole time about this matter.
Would they benefit as well?
Xander would actually benefit from this. For now, he would benefit once again by +2 AC potentially. Later on, if he gets better armor, if you guys buy some stuff, it'll be still only a +1, but it's still a bonus. Jian, I think Jian is also using light armor currently. So they would. I mean, essentially,
They would
everybody-
they would likely weigh in inside of scrolls.
They would.
I
They
think
would,
scrolls
at the
will.
very least, in the short term, see a benefit of the spell being available.
Well, I mean, Xander would
Connery
just be
can't cast
snotty.
it on everybody every day, though.
Yeah,
mean,
that's the one problem is so
But
that
it's a
that is the fallback,
prioritization. Yeah.
right?
I mean, Xander would be snotty about it, but I think he'd lean towards scrolls for personal reasons. The noble.
We can probably Jen might abstain just between being the ranger, and it would only be a short-term benefit. I don't really mind either way. I would like to have it, but I'm not going to kill anyone over it. That would only be if there was a ring of spell storing, out of character. But anyway,
I think.
Yes. You reminded me of the care I must have with that item.
All right.
please.
I was going to say I would abstain from this vote, but what's the score right now for that? I heard we got 2 for the feather, 2 for the scroll right now, and someone's abstaining.
Mm-hmm.
Bowmander's abstaining.
And
All right.
Jan and Xander, we're gonna call it a split. So
Yeah.
it's up to you.
Oh boy. It's not gonna benefit me personally. I don't really see that big of a difference either way. But if I really had to lean in and pick anything, it's a lot of pressure on Thea. She's not sure how to respond to this one.
Well, think of it this way: if we get the tree, that benefits almost no one. But if we get the scroll, that benefits at least some of us.
And as soon as you say that, Xander's gonna say, "Why don't we just ask for both?
We need the key, Xander.
We need the key.
Why don't we ask for 3 things?"
Why don't we parlay dealing with the ones in the south to try and get 2 more, so that way they
Okay.
maybe give us 1 more.
Okay.
Okay.
I suppose that can work.
But do we want to take 2 up front as payment and then come back for the 3rd? How do we want to break out this payment plan?
Since we're saying the spell scroll's gonna be a down the road anyway, let's take the feather now and bargain for the spell scrolls.
That works for me.
Connery nods. Fine.
Okay. I'm in agreement.
Okay, so you guys are gonna head back out to talk to Yisrael.
Be charismatic. Clap status on the back.
Moku's the one who needs to do that. Oh no, just kidding.
Oh, I mean, Moku really does need to be that one that does that, but
Okay, so you guys come back out, and so what do you say to Yisrael?
Yes, drill.
You can see her chatting with one of the elite guards as you approach, talking about. You hear something. Meepo hasn't been seen. Blah 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 blah. He was useless anyways. Blah 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 blah. Okay, and then you approach.
We have come to a bit of point of agreement, and also would like to discuss further the possibility of dealing with the rest of the fighting goblins. As you mentioned earlier, there are still some to your south.
She's gonna look at you and say, "To the south? No, there are goblins to the north and down below, but to the south there are no goblins."
What do you mean down below? I thought we determined that this. Wait, what's
there
to the?
was definitely a raiding party or something that came through the night through the south. On, like,
Yeah.
the first night we
No.
left.
So when you guys were in the 13th room, right here, goblins did walk past the door, but it was never explained. You guys assumed that they came from the south, but that was never actually determined.
They
Okay.
literally they would have had to have gone through a room where kobolds were sleeping if they came any other way.
Or there's another back route that also achieves a connection somewhere else. Or your DM may have made a mistake and done something that doesn't make logical sense. One of these things may have happened. I'm not gonna say which at this point.
Didn't
I'm
she?
not
But I thought, excuse me, maybe I misunderstood. I thought in the previous conversation she talked about there was more goblins.
to the north, where you guys came through. That's what she was referring.
Hmm.
They have interacted with those goblins that you guys just walked past. I'm also hearing an echo right now.
We could maybe just say that there is an elite band of raiding goblins that we saw, but we're not able to immediately pursue. But we will hunt them down for you.
For one
She's
more
She's
item.
gonna look at you and be like, so she'll hear what Alton says, and then she'll hear for one more item, and she'll say, I have not seen any goblins that would cause me to worry as of yet. We will still need to investigate the lower levels.
Exactly, and isn't that the big concern, that you have not seen them, yet we have? An enemy you do not know is indeed the most dangerous one of all.
We're not
Go ahead and
again. Oh, go for it. Yeah, go for it.
No, go ahead and roll deception, because they were not elite goblins whatsoever.
I'm trying, guys.
Oh man, that's a good roll.
Oh, that's not bad.
Crap. Okay.
Can I chime in? Can I chime in here before she
Yeah, go ahead.
responds? Now that
Okay.
now that I've heard Alton's statement, I guess tack. Besides, we're not saying to give us a third item. We'll take the key and the feather now. We're just saying when we come back with your defeated foes, we would like the spell Mage Armor.
The spell scroll for mage armor. And she'll kind of think for a moment as she kind of considers what you're saying. If you come back with evidence of the defeat of enemies that would threaten us here, I will offer you another item as you request. And she'll reach up and grab the key, and reach back and grab the feather, and hand them over to you.
Okay. One final thing. When we were discussing, I noticed a nether guarded room with a second passage. Where does that passage lead?
So Moku actually kind of knows what was in that room.
Oh.
Because Moku walked into that room as a spider earlier, and kind of walked down and found a back way that led to the downstairs.
Oh, okay.
That was
Okay.
a while back.
Okay.
But she'll answer you. That is a back way. There are many interesting creatures that can come, and so we just keep guard against the underworld.
Understood.
Wasn't that just like the top where the bugbear was and whatnot?
Mm-hmm. That was where it took you down. Yeah.
So we cleared that spot out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We'll let her know that. We'll let her know that. Then when she mentions that.
Wait, but it's more open than just that. That was just what we did for this. It goes and opens up, and there's more there than just that.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, okay. Well, wait. Actually, you want to convince her that they don't need to guard it anymore?
No, I wanted to convince her that we at least dealt with some of the threats coming from there.
Oh.
I'm saying
Okay.
to be careful when you check, but check and see if there's still things down there, because we're fairly certain that one of our companions scouted out the area, and he thinks that we might have dealt with at least some of the threats coming from that area.
And she'll actually look a little bit surprised as you mentioned that and say, I will send some scouts to investigate. Thank you. Maybe we can discuss this when you return. Yeah.
Cool. Shall we head south?
Okay.
Yes, I'd say we start heading no, I'd say I'd turn around real quick and we sort of clump up. And we don't like whisper, but like we just confer with ourselves about the key if we want to go and check the room down below before we advance.
Yeah, I don't know that the key will do anything for that
Okay.
room.
That's fair.
I don't know if the key unlocks something to our south, or if it unlocks that room downstairs, or
That's-
does anything with the dragon statue.
Yeah.
There was no indication of any relation between the two. It was just weird because there was an empty room and nothing happened.
Now that I have the key, can I? Because remember, this was a old dragon citadel, right? Something to do with a dragon. This key was in the dragon's mouth. Do you have a handout picture for what the key looks like?
It's back on the image.
Well,
Oh, here's Joe.
Yeah, I remember where is it? I remember what the statue looks like, but the key is just like a cross,
And,
right?
Area
Yep.
21. It's in the mouth of the dragon.
Yeah, it's just can I do a religious check on this to see if I've recognized this symbol anywhere else, or if I recognize it for any like of the dragon cult?
Yeah, go ahead and roll religion.
I bring it over to Thea and ask her to look at this with me.
Yeah, I'll be willing to assist.
Okay.
So, we're both.
Okay.
How do we get 3D dice up again? Just a side note. I like 3D
It's in the
dice.
settings.
Wait, how would I assist on that one? Is it
So when you would indicate that you're going to help, and that would grant him advantage.
Even though
Okay.
I rolled like trash.
Mm-hmm.
So do I notice anything?
And so as you take a quick glance at it, you don't have any great insights, but you look at it and determine that it is related to the Citadel for sure. The design of it and some of the parts of it seem to be similar to some of the features and different things that you guys have run into here in the Sunless Citadel.
Okay. So do we want to go downstairs first and check, or do we want to go back down the other wing?
I'm a bit torn just because I think it probably has something to do with down below, but I honestly don't know. So maybe going and dealing with, I don't know. What do you guys think? Because the dragon statue, did the dragon statue remind us of this dragon throne at all?
No.
No, they look completely unrelated.
No,
As
they're
far
not
as we know.
completely unrelated. It's all
I said-
different dragon iconography that is related to the temple.
Okay.
I mean, the Citadel. Yeah.
There's nothing uncannily similar between the two.
Yeah.
No.
And we haven't found like a worship area yet for the dragon or anything.
Well,
Right.
I mean, you found several shrines just scattered throughout the.
Yeah, we didn't find like a cathedral or anything, did we?
No.
No.
Any sort of cathedral area? Just curious. Okay.
There was the shrine to the south, right? But it was an empty room with an empty shrine. When we investigated it, what we walked away with was it was an empty room with an empty shrine that used to hold items, but was no longer of any importance. Was
Mhm.
when
I said
no items of importance were held there in the room.
the only thing I can think is that's the shrine I was thinking of. I'd like to swing by that shrine, check it out, and then go south for now.
Well,
And
that's going to take I mean, just like realistically speaking here, you guys woke up in the morning, you traveled throughout the entire bottom part, which is not like a 5-minute trip. You know what I mean? It's going to take you time to travel through. You climbed up. You spent some time investigating the location of Dern, the location of Meepo. You spent some time kind of discussing what you're going to do. You've come over and spoken to the kobolds now.
Yep.
And now you're talking about basically backtracking almost the entirety of your trip back up here just to check on something real quick.
no, I thought the shrine was over here in this hallway. Aren't we talking about? Wait, which shrine are we
The
talking
shrine
about?
that Connery's talking about is on the second level.
Yeah, it's back down below, pretty
Oh.
significantly far down.
Yeah, there's a lot of these.
Let's do that. I thought it was a different shrine. Let's just keep that in our back pocket. And right, because I think if we go deal with these what we suspect are enemies to the south, and then speak with her, we'll probably have a chance to long rest at that point. And then before we leave, we can try and discover what the key is used for, if it's not to our south.
Okay. Just a quick note, guys, real quick. I don't have as much experience with the social stuff and the fact that we had a delayed start.
Mhm.
So I don't know if you guys have anything afterwards. I mean, my first plan is always to kind of finish up around 2 in that time slot. But we're not going to get through all of the material, I think, today.
Sure.
So I don't know if you guys are okay with maybe potentially going a little bit late, depending on where we end up at, if we're in the middle of
Speed
something
run.
for right now. But I also I'm going to need some time to talk through the next steps with you guys, both in general terms and also like with different groups of you based off of how the downtime, the kind of time jump is going to happen, and
Okay.
what's going to be happening with the characters during those times. So I think probably we're gonna we're gonna need another session besides this one to finish up here, just how this plays out. I have no problem with that, but I just wanted to let you guys know that that's kind of where we're at,
Okay.
and to let you know that it looks like the timing. We'll see how this goes when we get started here, and if we can find a nice clean breakpoint around the 2 o'clock point.
Okay.
But if there was any issues with that, I just wanted to bring that up real quick.
Okay. I have something at 3:30. I might be able to get it pushed back to 4, but I don't mind trying.
I hopefully we won't go super late like that, but we'll see. Okay.
All right.
So you guys, I'm gonna just move you guys over to the door.
Okay.
So you guys are gonna move back over to the round room where Tien first opened up the door and got ambushed by skeletons.
Woo.
Way back at the start of this, let me get them out of the way. And you found the goblin that is still hung up on the wall by a javelin, I believe. You guys never touched it. You just saw it hanging there on the wall and ignored it.
We were
Yeah,
attacked
What's that?
by skeletons.
Do you remember this?
Yes, you're accurate. There was a goblin corpse pinned to the wall.
I
That no
think
one-
I think I did touch it. I think I looted it, but
But nobody took it down from the wall to like move it out of the way or anything.
Does he look elite?
No, he's just a regular goblin.
does it look like there's anything behind him, like writing or anything?
Say that again?
Does it look like there's any like writing or art behind him or anything?
You can't see anything behind him with him up against the wall. Do you want to remove?
I'm good. Yeah, I want to pull him down. I'm not looking behind him. Moku can do that. I just want to pull him down and sort of set him aside and be like, "There we go. That's one to show him."
There's also the 4 goblin bodies that you guys piled up in here that you found originally as well.
If
Yeah.
we think they haven't already looked at them.
Yeah, sorry, there were. I should say there were. Those 4 are not here anymore. But this one that was pinned up on the wall is still there for some reason. More decayed, and the stench is just almost overwhelming as you come into the room. So you're going to take it down and kind of just do something with it?
I'm gonna put it in this room over here.
Okay.
Call the method room.
Yeah, the
The,
method room.
Fire.
No, the gourd room.
The gourd room.
Yeah.
But
The
also
gourd
the
room.
method room. But also the method room.
Yes.
The first time that people got scared.
Yeah.
Dude, that's because they rolled so well. They kept recharging their breath like every turn.
Right.
They also kept exploding.
So as you take him off the wall, you actually, anyone who can read Draconic does see up written on the wall a Chardalon, which some of you should hopefully recognize.
That's the name of the ancient dragon, right? That they worshipped here.
That is correct.
Big bad evil dragon.
Okay, so you guys
So
are here.
that was here the entire time?
Yeah.
Why did nobody think to take him down to see that?
We were attacked by skeletons, and then
Right,
went
right.
to take a rest.
After the fact.
Connery starts agitatedly pointing at the door. Can we deal with this?
Yeah, of
Go.
course.
All
Okay,
right, let's
so
let's
give me
just
one
get it
sec.
over with.
Where's our magic thief?
Is this it?
Ooh, there we go.
Oh no, the music started.
One sec. I gotta
Oh,
get
wait,
the
what track was that? I was like,
Little
Very
premature
upbeat.
there.
I was like, it's a bar. Like,
Yeah, we're at a tavern getting information.
yeah. Didn't expect to find one of these here, but it's a welcome surprise.
Okay, so as you guys, let me make sure I get this all right. As you guys open the door
Jesus Christ.
and you walk in,
What just happened? Someone just
Sorry
went in
about it.
circles?
okay,
I
can
was-
you? Is this token see-through or can you see it?
It's like transparent, but we can see it.
There's a thing.
It looks like a jester hat wearing nest.
Yeah.
Wow, this is amazing music for that.
Yes.
Is it some sort of artifact?
So as you open the door and look in, real quick, the room. I'm gonna just draw it real quick.
To be clear, we peeked in this hallway before because I had it remembered in my map.
You did, and you did not notice anything at that time. But now, as you approach, you see something here, and the room itself It's actually this. The wall. Do you see this square that I drew?
Yeah, the
Mhm.
blue square.
Yeah. It actually the wall is open like this. There's 2 squares all the way around the thing that you see, and the light should work like that, even though the background doesn't look like it.
What the heck is that?
Okay.
Wait, what do you mean?
That's how
Cool.
big the room is.
Yeah, peace.
Like you see the background, it looks like the wall stops 1 square over, but it's 2 squares over.
And we can
Oh.
stand on it.
Oh.
That's what I mean.
Oh.
Yeah. Updating the map was a little harder than just updating where the light is.
Peace.
Okay. So
Oh.
you guys, as you come in, you see ahead of you a square, what opens up into a kind of square-ish shaped chamber after this first opening. And in the center of it, you see a spherical object. It has kind of a rough texture on it, almost like a maze-like pattern, as well as a 4 color jester's hat, red, yellow, blue, and green, that are pointed off into the 4 directions. It is on a slight pedestal that says across the bottom, pay. Sorry. Along the bottom of the pedestal, it says "Pay to Play." And as you approach it, does anybody take a closer look?
Thea already got up all in its business.
Okay.
All right, I guess I'll roll perception or whatever.
Yeah, go ahead and roll.
All right, this is a perception check.
Yeah.
All
Go
right,
ahead and
let
roll
me see.
perception.
All right,
So there's a 5-foot diameter, 1-foot tall platform, and levitating 2 feet above it, hovering, is the 5-foot diameter spherical construct. It is slowly rotating, and in the center of one of the sides, you see a 1-foot diameter circular shuttered portal along the equator. There is the jester's cap, and each tail ends in a white 3-inch diameter sphere. And those are the ones that are painted different colors. As you look closely at it, you see that scratched in peeling gold paint above the closed porthole reads in common the words "Play Your Fate." You also notice, with your good perception roll, that there is a 1-inch vertical slot next to the porthole. And the gold trim that would kind of be there is kind of worn down, making it harder to spot, but you do see it. And written above this small slot on the side, it says 1 gold piece per play.
I don't know what to say about this.
Seems kind of sus. Well, we have a lot of gold. You want to roll, but it says roll your fate. Sounds kind of.
Yeah, I should have made it.
Arcana check?
What are you trying to determine?
What on earth this thing is? Its physical characteristics.
Go ahead and roll.
17, okay.
17. So as you look more closely at this construct floating above the platform, using all of your considerable understanding of magic, you are unable to determine anything about it beyond the fact that there is something magical.
Conry gets visibly uneasy and starts backing off.
Can I ask Alton for a coin?
I can give you a coin.
You should have some coins on your.
Yeah, but I don't want to use mine. I only have 15.
I'm carrying it for the whole party. It's really heavy.
The Bank of Alton.
Alright, now we have 402 gold pieces.
I tell everyone to just stand by. Let's find out what happens. Drop a gold
Hey,
coin in.
Man.
I'm gonna hide in the corner and illusion a wall around me.
Okay. One sec. I want to show. This is what it looks like close up.
Ooh,
Show to everyone.
handout.
Okay.
Do you see it?
It's like a evil BB-8.
Can I put a little, like, flick a little something into a rock into the portal in the center?
Yeah.
You can flick a rock into it and nothing happens.
Oh.
Tados, you said you're gonna put a coin in. A gold
Yeah.
coin. Okay, go ahead and mark that off the sheet.
He did.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah.
As soon as you place the coin in, music begins playing.
Okay.
So it's a jukebox.
It's a very loud music. It's audible out for a long ways. And as you do, the four tails on the hat begin rotating. They rotate once every 6 seconds, just spinning on top of it, like almost like a helicopter, but somewhat slowly. The shuttered portal opens, and inside of it you see a large metal hand-painted eyeball, and it seems to just glance around the room quickly as the whole construct turns, and it looks like it's focusing on different characters for a brief moment before seeming to start to focus on something just behind Tados. Then, as long as you put it, as after you put it, a beam of light starts to one of the balls at the end of the hat begins to glow with light, and if you stay in the room, I'm gonna need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Uh-oh.
Wait, so the room is 10 feet back, right? It's like here. So Alton and I aren't in the room.
No, the whole room is open. It's just there's kind of this defined area around it. But no, the area you guys are in is still in the room.
You say
No, not Alton. The person who put the coin in.
Oh,
which would be
oh.
Tados.
My
Yeah,
bad.
only Tados has to.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's only targeting Tados. So go ahead and roll me a dexterity saving throw, please, Tados.
I did.
You rolled a 3.
It was
Okay.
bad.
Roll me a d4, please.
Uh-oh.
Actually, I should roll the d4. Sorry. I'm going to roll the d4. Okay. Now I need to roll a d6.
Uh-oh.
Ouchies.
And I rolled a 6, which means charisma. So, you rolled a... Yeah. So as the beam that is on the yellow tail lashes out to strike at you, you feel yourself becoming slightly less charismatic, and you have a -1 to your charisma score for the next hour.
Ah, man.
Wow.
And
So
that's
my
it?
charisma score is now 17 for 1 hour. Go ahead and make a note on your character sheet.
My what?
On your character sheet, you should adjust your charisma, and then but make a note so that you can bring it back up.
Punch it in the eye!
Does anybody else want to do anything?
So there's a mechanical eye inside of it.
Yes.
Is it like a mag... Well, so far... It's just a... Is it because he failed the dex save that he got hit with the thingy?
I think it might be, yeah.
What do we want to do about this?
I
Just
don't really
ignore it.
understand what happened, right? It said pay to play, so
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but it like didn't like choose something. It just seems to have been negative. I don't really know what the point in continuing with it. Like, is the door to our left even open? Like, could we advance if we want to?
Oh, you want to investigate the door to your left?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
all this thing did was make me more anxious, I guess.
So,
Your tongue becomes numb, Tato. No, just kidding.
so as you guys examine the wall to the west, let me switch this back. Sorry.
Does the music stop after he gets zapped?
Yeah, it would play for a brief moment during that, and then it would switch back, or then it would go away.
Is it?
I still hear something.
Moku puts a coin in the thing.
Okay.
Moku just throws it.
As Moku puts the coin in, the music begins once again.
We turn around when we hear the music playing.
What did you do?
Let me. We're gonna hold off on Moku until I finish describing what these guys were doing, but we will come back to that. So, as you guys are examining, the west wall is in much better condition than any of the rest of the room, any of the rest of the wall. And in the wall, there is a stone door with a rearing dragon carved in relief on it. And the door has a single keyhole situated in the dragon's open mouth.
Ah, we found where the key goes.
So I'm like reaching for the key as the music starts playing.
Okay, so you start reaching for the key, the music starts playing. Okay, so I need to roll. Okay, so are you going to try and dodge the beam? Make a dexterity saving throw.
My super high.
If you want to dodge it, if you want to just.
No, I don't want to dodge it. I'm just gonna stand there. And
Well, you didn't anyway, so.
Oh boy.
Okay, and so as it begins to spin once again, the bead at the end of the blue tail lights up and strikes at Moku. And as it does, you feel great strength rise up within your bones as you have +1 to all saving throws for an hour.
What?
What?
Oh,
This is just an RNG.
RNG.
It's just a gotcha.
It's a gotcha.
I wonder what our rates are.
oh boy.
Is this thing like actually affixed to the pedestal? Like Connor's gonna walk up
It's
to it.
floating 2 feet above the pedestal.
So if
it's
I poke
hovering.
it, if I just reach out, touch it, and try to see like if I can move it off the pedestal, what happens?
Go ahead and make a strength check.
Oh, this is gonna be awful. Just click strength.
Moku goes like, lift it
I
with
wouldn't
both
invite-
hands.
What? No.
As Connery approaches, his spindly scholar's arms that are so accustomed to drawing maps and taking notes in the dark of night are unable to even cause it to move, budge an inch as he presses against this levitating construct.
I don't know if we should
Okay,
even try moving it.
While that happens, Tados finishes placing the key into the door. And as he attempts to turn it, it turns in a smooth and unhurried manner. There is a magical blue light that comes out from the keyhole when this is happening. And the door itself, the outline flashes in the release of some sort of magic as the door opens and you see a room ahead of you. As you look into this room, Tados, you see like I described, this light, a hissing noise, a puff of dust around the door. The chamber has been sealed for many, many years, and even beyond years, to the extent that you are unsure how many lifetimes may have passed since this door was last opened. Dust that has long been undisturbed covers every surface in this gallery, and the air is stale. As you smell it, there are 3 alcoves on the north wall and 1 in the south. Each contains a dust-covered stone pedestal with a fist-sized crystalline globe resting on it. And the globes in the northern part are cracked and issue no light, but the one on the south glows with a soft blue light, uttering faint tinkling notes as you approach. Okay, now that doesn't mean the construct is done yet. That's just simultaneously. So Moku feels saving, like, strength in his bones, while Tados feels slightly less charismatic.
I would describe it as feeling less certain in my ability to convince.
Fair enough. Fair enough. You also technically have to unprepare a spell
Oh, this freaking sucks.
for an hour. It's for an hour. It's not the end of the world.
Can we send Xander over to check this door out, see if it's
Oh.
unlocked?
Absolutely. And actually, I think Bowmander, would you place a coin? Are you still here? Are you still with us, Mr. Dwayne? Because I don't.
He's
yeah,
here.
Yeah,
He's here.
Dwayne would definitely. I mean, Bowmander definitely would. Bowmander is also going to place a coin. I'm trying to think if Xander would too. I'm not sure. Maybe you guys can help me determine. But
I think he's too cheap.
yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Frozen
So Bowmander
Yeah.
is gonna place a coin in it, and it begins to spin and light up. Let's see what we get.
What happens if you successfully avoid it?
Yeah, we have time.
Do you want? Does Bowmander want to try and avoid it? Well, no. Bowmander's not going to avoid it. He's doing it on purpose. You would have to see.
I'm
Sorry.
guessing the beam of light is what imbues you with powers
Or debuffs.
or
A
debuffs.
4. Ooh, that sucks.
Uh-oh.
That can't be good.
The frozen Sonic.
So as the beam of light on the green tail lights up and strikes Bowmander, he feels himself weaken as he has a -1 to saving throws for an hour.
Which color did Moku get hit with?
He got hit
Moku
with-
Yeah, with the green
with
one.
blue.
Oh, the blue one?
I got hit with yellow, correct?
Yes.
So I was yellow, Moku was blue, and you guys rolling a D4.
Bowmander was green.
Yeah. So
Again,
I'm glad
fourth time.
I'm glad he didn't go with my roll of a 4 then, if the 4 is gonna be the green one. I'm assuming red then is probably
Like a refund.
I'm
Sorry.
assuming if you roll a 1 then it would be the red thing, which would probably be +1 to some stat.
I don't want to find out after seeing what's been happening so far.
Okay.
50-50, come on.
We'll come back to it.
Okay. So Bowmander is out 1 gold. I don't think Gian or Xander would do it. Okay, so you guys are in the next room and you want to have Xander investigate the door.
Yep.
So, whoops. So as Xander takes a look at the door, 1 moment, please. The next door is.
What's going on, you guys? It was
as
Jesse
Xander
here. This
investigates
is
it.
the L.
What the?
Wow. He finds that the door is unlocked. And as he slides it open, he sees ahead of him a 20-foot long, 10-foot wide corridor.
Open sesame.
As he's going down there, I want to come and look at this
The orb?
at this orb and just sort of
So,
it's making noise, right?
as soon as you move within 5 feet, the slight tinkling notes become much louder. Let's see for this. Is it this one?
Do they seem at all divine?
The orbs?
Yeah. Do I notice any draconic divinity
Whatever.
of them?
Let's take these with this. Do the globes seem to be draconic? You're asking. Okay.
Yes.
No, there's nothing inherently draconic about the orbs. But as soon as you approach this one within 5 feet, loud, ominous music begins to play throughout this area.
Can I like step back and then come back and see if it
And
turns
one
off
sec.
and comes back?
As soon as you approach within 5 feet, I need everybody to make a wisdom saving throw. Excuse me.
Uh-oh.
Yoink.
Wow, we got some wise people over here.
Wow, how did I roll that high?
Conry's smart, but not particularly wise.
Intelligence-based warlock.
Commander. Wisdom saving throw. And Xander. Oh my goodness, you guys did great. Okay, so who failed?
Me.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Who didn't roll?
Oh,
Oh. Did Moku forget?
Yeah, I
yes.
need a wisdom save from Mocha.
Wisdom save +1.
+1?
Because the zappy zappy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can, yeah. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. So you actually rolled a 17?
Yes.
Okay. So, Bowmander and Akra and Conry, the three of them, all begin running. They take the dash action back out the way that they came. So
What?
Akra is super fast, so she flies out all the way. I mean, let's see, how far can you move? 20,
I think-
40. I mean, you can move you have a 45 speed, right?
Yeah,
so you can
I
move
do.
like 90 feet in a turn. So you get all the way
Wait.
over to here. You
What?
fly out of here so fast.
What?
Nobody saw it coming. Bowmander dashes out 60 feet, as well as Conry. As soon as you reach that area beyond the pit trap where you're at right now, Akra, the effect wears off on you. After 6 seconds, both Bowmander and Conry, does anybody want to do anything right now?
That was. Yeesh. Wow.
I don't jump out.
The rest of you guys just do not move.
We passed our saves.
But you all have something. You can all do one thing right now if you like before they keep dashing.
Do we want to try to break the orb?
Oh, the other ones are broken. Might as well try and break this one.
Yes.
Okay, we're going to try and do that actually. Let's go ahead and roll initiative just to keep track of what's going on. Well, no, I can just keep track of it. There's 5 of you, so who will say Tados goes first? What are you going to do, Tados? You're going to strike at the orb?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, you're not smiting, you're just bludgeoning damage.
Mm-hmm.
As you raise up your hammer and swing it down towards the orb, you strike it cleanly and cause it to shatter as the music ends. And the effect ends on both Conry and Bowmander, and they are able to return, as well as Akra, as she can just dash right back over in a heartbeat because she's so fast. And now there is no more light coming from that spot.
Weird.
Alright. Can Conry, out of morbid curiosity, investigate what remains?
I'm gonna say make sure you try to find whatever flashlight or firefly or whatever was in there.
Using an Arcana check, because that would make sense. Obviously,
go ahead.
magical effect.
The heck? Uh-oh. That was weird.
Go ahead and roll your
So help
d4.
me. Oh,
Go
so
ahead
I
and roll
need
your d4. You got guidance.
4.
Beautiful. 17. Okay.
The
So-
heck was that?
You examine the broken orb that is shattered there as Akra walks back in, saying, "What just happened?" And you can just see that the magic has completely gone out of this area. There was some sort of kind of a defensive effect, seeking to protect, but it has now been defeated.
Cool.
As Thea walks past the construct coming back in, the eye seems to follow her until she moves through the door.
I don't want to.
These rooms are weird, guys.
Let's keep going.
Yeah, I'm not
On
even
to
sure
that.
why we.
Okay, so how
I'm
do you
starting
want to
wonder why we
approach
came
this
down
room?
here.
Some
Yeah,
meaty
no choice
boy,
but to
go
go
up
forward.
first.
The shiny god-fearing tiefling.
I think Xander is going to try and investigate the hallway and see if he can tell if there's anything going on here before moving forward. And he's going to roll an 8. So he does not see anything. Okay,
All
so
right.
who's going to go first?
I'll go
Shadows.
first. Yeah, I'll go first.
Okay, so as soon as you step in, I mean, as you're walking into the room, you look around, you don't see anything. As soon as you step one more square forward, I'm gonna, or unless you choose not to.
I'm going to. Just as we keep going forward, I'm just gonna pray to Bahamut for guidance. As just his wisdom and protection going forward, that he can keep our party safe.
Okay, and as you step forward, into the center of the corridor, you feel your feet shift down beneath you as a pressure plate is activated, causing arrows to fire from above the western door towards you. That's gonna be. I might just roll a die. Well, no, I like letting you guys see. And it misses wide. It flies past Tato says, as you see his eyes briefly close in prayer.
I thank Bahamut.
There is a small flash of light as the arrow is actually redirected by the power of Tatos' prayer, and it flies off into the side of one of the walls. As
So,
you look down, you see a pressure plate, and you think that you should be able to cause it to wedge something in to keep it from triggering.
I pointed out to Xander and tell him to deal with it.
Okay, and so Xander actually pulls out one of his. I think Xander has pittons, or he asks for a pitten if he doesn't have one,
Conrad tosses him one.
and uses it to wedge in to hold the pressure plate down. He'll follow after and kind of move up to the next door to take a quick peek at it, and he finds that the door is unlocked. As he opens the door, you see that there's a hallway. It is dust-filled, almost like a layer of gray snow. It is so thick. And in the rounded northern end of the chamber stands a 10-foot-tall sculpture of a coiled dragon carved from red-veined white marble.
I'm getting a uneasy feeling about this right now. After the last couple attempts we've made with these particular draconic statues.
Did anyone want to look for draconic writing?
Yes, I do.
As you
I
approach
continue.
the statue,
Yeah, I continue to pray for Bahamut's blessing, as clearly he's guiding me, as he offered me such a pleasant protection.
as you approach the statue, okay, quick aside, I'm sorry. One of the things, and because sometimes you're right, one of the things that I get to experience is gotta be God experiencing his people misinterpret the circumstances that they're placed in. As a DM, I have a reason why I do things, and sometimes, or the world has a reason why it does things, and sometimes hearing what you guys think that those reasons are is hilarious. I have to keep a straight face.
I want to remind you of one of
Go ahead.
Tados's personality traits,
No, I know.
which
It
is that I see omens in every event in action. The gods try to speak to us. We just need to listen, and nothing can shape my optimistic attitude.
I love it. Let's just put it that way. Okay. So as you approach the statue, from within the statue, or as you approach the statue, first of all, this is what it looks like. I have a handout for this.
Spooky statue is spooky.
Bam.
Oh, that's a
Wow.
That's
Okay.
mean.
Yes.
Wow.
And as you approach, the jaws seem to be actually moving as you hear a deep voice say, "We come at night without being fetched. We disappear by day without being stolen. What are we?"
The stars.
Holy shit. And as he says, the stars, like an absolute boss,
Did you hear that before?
Easy, bro.
Dude.
Yeah, that was a straightforward riddle there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as soon as you say that, on the left side or the west side of the room, a door swings open that was undetectable previously.
Nice.
What?
Uh-oh.
It pivots into the room.
I don't like what I'm seeing.
That looks like a
What are we seeing here?
And as you look into the room, you see dust cloaking the contents of this 20-foot wide hall. There are 6 alcoves lining the walls, 3 to the north and 3 to the south. Each alcove, except the southwest one, holds a humanoid figure carved of red-veined white marble, the same stone of which is carved the dragon statue. A stone archway at the west end of the hall opens into a wide room from which greenish light shines. Greenish light glows, and a dark pit is situated before the archway. Can you guys see light?
No.
Yeah.
We can't see light. We can see light over here in this.
That's what I mean. Down in the
Yes.
coming from the end.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's illuminated.
Good.
I'm alter.
Okay, I'm sorry. You said the southwest one had like non-human features. We couldn't just tell what it was at all.
Oh no, it's just empty.
Oh.
Yeah, the map is just wrong. Sorry.
I want to.
The figures resemble tall elves in plate armor.
Elves.
I look at the empty statue.
Okay. What do you go ahead and make a perception check?
I'm seeing if it's completely empty or if it looks like broken, like it was removed from the area or like it was never there. I'm just trying to tell what's different about like the ground and if there's any clear difference between this statue alcove and the other statue alcoves. Did you say?
And considering everything that's going on, I'm seeing these elven statues amidst this otherwise draconic imagery in this whole citadel. I'm going to aid Tados in his perceptive check.
Okay.
Is that what you wanted? Perception?
Mhm. Did you were helping Akra?
Yes.
So as you investigate this area, so you're only looking in the alcove where this is, right?
For
Oh.
now. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm gonna look at the other ones, but I figure I would ask one of my elves for help at looking at the elf statue, you know.
So as you guys look here, you see that the dust in this area is actually disturbed by with some sort of tracks. Go ahead and make a survival check to try and determine more about them.
Alright.
We have, yeah.
You know what? Actually, can I? Yeah, I can look, but I want to call Moku over and ask him if he can tell more about these tracks.
Okay.
Our
How does
weirdo
it
that
look
lived in
like?
the forest.
Or GN.
Yeah, or Jian as well. Yeah, Moku and Jian.
Is this a pit here? What is this up in the
Yes,
front?
Yes,
it's a
it is a
dark
pit.
pit. As he's investigating, I also want to like call Xander over and Thea and ask them about these statues if they recognize anything about these elves, and Jian as well, I guess. But Jian's busy.
So
Yeah.
as you look into the pit, you see spikes
Right.
at the bottom.
I guess I am going to check out these statues as well, but remember, I have been living with Dragonborn for as long as I could remember, so
Yeah, but Xander
my
hasn't.
memory's a
So
little bit hazy on the Elven stuff. I'm still gonna
Okay,
do
so
what
you're
I
just
can,
gonna
though.
look. You're just gonna look around the room, and investigate the statues and whatever else you find.
I guess so, yeah.
Okay, go ahead and roll a perception check.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I guess that's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So as you look around, you just find the continuous signs of dust all around. You find the statues are in reasonably good shape, and you also notice the tracks that Tados identified.
Hey, Moku.
Yes.
You have a magic gourd that lets you shape the water inside of it, right?
Water. Yes.
Can you make us a nice little ice bridge over this pit?
Ooh.
does Xander notice anything about the statues? Because I asked him to look.
You want Xander to just look at the statues?
Yeah, and tell me if he recognizes them, if he can tell anything about their armor, or anything about the. I figure as a elf noble, he might have some information.
Mm-hmm. So as he looks around to them, he kind of gets a puzzled look on his face as he's a noble. You know that he's familiar with kind of the current customs and expensive equipment and kind of high society of the elves. And what he sees here is stuff that he's never seen before. It is so ancient and outside of his experience that even as a very long-lived race, he is not familiar with this. He would need to, yeah, he just isn't familiar with it, as he's not a historian or anything along those lines.
So Moku is taking a look at those tracks as well as trying to do the mental calculations of how thick of a sheet of ice I would need to make and how to attach it to a wall, etc., in order to
Okay.
support the weight of probably
ahead.
everybody except for like the heavy boys. I'm not expecting to make a bridge for the heavy boys.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me. You're gonna take a look at the tracks. Go ahead and roll survival for that, and then you are unable to determine anything helpful from your investigation of the tracks. One sec. Okay. Yeah, that's a D4 that you could add to the roll. And then as you investigate the pit, you find that the walls of the pit are rough, and it seems like if you were able to move some of the water from your gourd into this area, that it would be able to create a bridge that holds well against the sides of the pit without having to fill it up completely. It is 10 feet deep.
All right. Let's make that bridge.
So you're gonna make an ice bridge.
Nice bridge. You can call me Elsa.
Where's that? Let it go. Let it go.
Would it be? I'll let this happen first.
I mean, there's probably some switch somewhere in here to
Yeah.
trigger.
I don't
some
know if it's worth me trying to roll like a history check across any of this, but whatever.
Okay, so you make a bridge of ice. So as Moku approaches, water streams out of his gourd as he uses shape water. And it takes him a bit of time. It takes him maybe half a minute or so to shape the water first from this side reaching out to the middle, and then freeze it, while at the same time then causing additional water to flow out from its edge out to the other edge. The first time he tries it, the water doesn't get a good grip on the side of the wall where he's at, and it kind of tilts out and falls down the first 5 feet of it. And so he takes him a second to kind of look again and investigate some cracks to ensure that it'll hold in well, before he's able to create the bridge. As soon as it's there, he kind of taps his toe out on it and thinks, "Oh yeah, it's fine. We're gonna go first." Or, but with less words because he's Moku. Sorry, Andy.
Sounds accurate.
Anybody want to like tie a rope to themselves before walking over?
Yeah, sure.
Commander starts to walk up and gets ready. I'll go first.
No.
I just want to stand here and say whoever goes first, if we have any rope, I'll hold them off.
You'll hold him.
Yeah.
Conry produces a sound.
Commander dashes forwards.
Oh my god.
Oh, please don't break the bridge.
Okay. And as
Bowmander
Bowmander dashes forward and he approaches the side of the bridge, he unintentionally leaps and clears the entire pit without even taking a step on the bridge, with no worries whatsoever. His momentum carries him up against the sarcophagus that is here in the center of the room, and he looks a little shocked as he looks back and thinks, "Oh, whoops. Well, I made it." And he looks back at you guys to see what you guys are doing.
All right, let's go.
All right.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna. Yeah, for some reason I sigh and I just make the leap over the gap as well. It's like, but unlike Bowmander, who's like doing it kind of clumsily, I just managed to leap over with a flip and then just land and gracefully or maybe I just
So-
put it on my hand just to show off. Admittedly, it's like.
So I wait for everyone else to go across. Because
Okay.
I'm in plate. Or I'm in chainmail. I wait for everyone else to go across.
So is Moku? Did Conry walk across the bridge?
Conry's going across. He's tired of waiting.
Both, Xander and Jan are getting ready to follow behind.
Conry makes it across and immediately starts investigating everything.
Okay, go ahead.
Because of course.
If you
he
would,
be.
actually, Moku, please roll me what skill check to see how good you are at your magic would you want to do? What do you want to roll? Roll me something to tell me how good you are at magic.
Probably whatever my spellcasting one is. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
maybe a wisdom-based
That would
skill.
be
So which
wisdom.
wisdom-based skill do you want to use?
Why don't I just do like a wisdom? Wait, not like
Straight
a wisdom.
wisdom.
check or something?
Okay, a straight wisdom roll would be fine. Go ahead and roll straight wisdom. Okay, yeah, you're fine. So everybody is across so far except for Tados. What
So
is Tados going to do?
Tados is going to ask someone to just move over real quick, and he's going to toss his shield and his hammer across the gap.
Okay.
And
so
then
Alton gets out of your way. So does Bowmander.
he's going to like belly slide across, trying to distribute his weight because he's quite heavy and in chainmail.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Go
I
ahead and
feel
roll
the
me an
mark,
athletics check, please.
Oh boy.
We're luging across.
Okay. and with an athletics check of a 13, you see Tados toss his extra weapon, and his shield across. They land with a clatter on the other side of the bridge. He takes a couple of steps back to get some room to run up and slide, and he moves forward and then slides across the ice. It feels like it's cracking underneath him, but he reaches the other side safe and sound. And as
Oh,
he
man.
does, the ice is still there. So the ice lasts for an hour.
So
Yes, yes.
there's one light in the corner, just to clarify real quick. One light.
Yeah.
I see that, but I'm more interested in their sarcophagus. I look up, walk up to the sarcophagus, and I'm assuming other people are already investigating, and I just join in.
Well, this is all happening somewhat quickly.
Yeah.
And as we
I
get
pick up my shield and warhammer and re-equip them.
All right. Yeah. Better not lose those.
Good call. So violet marbles tiles cover the floor and wall, so though all are cracked and broken, revealing rough-hewn stone beneath. Sconces are attached to the walls at each corner, and only one holds a torch that burns with greenish fire. A marble sarcophagus, easily 9 feet long, lies in the room's center. The coffin is carved with dragon imagery, and the head of the sarcophagus resembles a dragon's head. Rusting iron clasps firmly lock down the lid.
Are there any letters?
Investigación.
Investigation?
Uh,
You want it? So you're just looking around?
I'm going to check out the sarcophagus, check out these rusty hinges. See
Yeah,
if
make
there's anything
sure
identifying
you
about it.
study the head of the sarcophagus extra. You know,
Yeah.
that's a little
Yeah,
interesting.
interesting, fascinating.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
Masonry.
Oh.
And then a 1d4 on top of that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Okay.
23.
23. So as you get close to the sarcophagus and you begin looking at the 6 latches that are around, you take a moment to kind of feel at them briefly. You get close and look at them, and you start doing a little bit of figures in your head, and you come to the conclusion that with a strong enough attempt that these could be unlatched. You as you look at the iconography on the lid of the sarcophagus, it reminds you very much of the the different things that you've seen throughout the Citadel.
No writing or anything.
There is no writing on the sarcophagus. No.
Okay.
Hey, paladin friend, do you want to detect some stuff?
Yes, I would like to use divine sense on this, and then
So don't forget that divine sense doesn't work through full cover.
Yeah.
Well, I want to do a religion check on this. See if it right, because this is I'm beginning to suspect this dragon iconography has something like, as in I'm trying to compare it to the key and the other stuff to try and tell if this has if it's similar in vein and more ornate in such a way that I should be wary of this as being a high religious symbol to the old dragon worshippers.
Okay. Go ahead and roll religion.
Here are some results from the web.
Well,
Whoops.
Nice.
anyone gonna, I don't know, maybe guide me?
I'll offer assistance there.
Okay.
No, I'm not gonna, because Moku's not even gonna pretend to dabble in religion.
That's fair.
Oh my gosh.
I guess you're on your own.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Even with the aid, it wasn't gonna be that much help
yeah.
on your part.
Yeah. As you look at it, though, you don't feel super sure of what you're looking at.
Mm-hmm.
But as you do look at it, having spent much time
There we go.
investigating the religion that has been encountered here, the worship of the of Ashardalon, the different iconography that you have experienced in different areas, having been blessed by Bahamut in your experiences here in tangible ways, there is a small kind of thought that comes to your mind beyond your own experience that indicates to you that something is not quite. I was going to say not quite kosher, but that's not the best way to describe it. But something is a little bit outside of the ideal. As you look at it, do you feel that something is slightly off in what you're seeing here?
Okay, I'm gonna ask Conry to specifically see if he can tell if there's something necrotic about this sarcophagus.
Arcana check?
One sec.
I tell him I don't get a good feeling about this. I'm feeling led that this is off. That we do need to investigate, but be wary. And I asked him specifically
Yeah,
to
go
check
ahead and roll Arcana.
for necrotic.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, as you reach out with your arcane senses and use your experience to try and determine what is maybe contained within the sarcophagus, you are getting nothing back. There is no response. There is no, almost as if there is some sort of arcane interference with your ability to understand.
Well, then I will definitely. Well, so if it's interference that I'm detecting and nothing else, that's probably worth reporting back to the group and saying, look, there's something here beyond what is normal, preventing me from understanding what's going on. So.
Okay, I'm gonna make eye contact with Thea, and then just announce to the room like, I think we should be wary, but that we must open this and investigate further.
I really don't have many other. I mean, I'm just as wary as Tados right now, but I'm just in agreement. So if we have to open it, something in me is. I mean, I don't know what's going on. I'm feeling a strength I hadn't felt before, so I'm willing to offer my assistance in opening this if that is what Tados wants us to attempt to do.
Conry's kind of along for the plan and nods. Out of character, because I know what's probably going to happen next. How are we doing on time, and should I be calling in to try and get things pushed back a little bit here?
No, we're gonna be finishing up here pretty soon.
Okay. Peace.
Hello.
So this. All right. So I guess I'm gonna go in first, see what I can do. But as I am about to go in with this, I'm actually gonna use my new feature. I'm not actually. Wait, do I have to use the key points now, or to activate it?
If you want to activate your arms, you have to use 2 key points. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, if we're not gonna be in here much longer, then I guess I can use that now.
Okay.
Or what do you
Yeah.
think?
Yeah. No. Absolutely.
Okay. So as a result, he makes a quick prayer to Bahamut, helping her to guide her hands or whatever she's sensing, and then she starts using her key. But before her hands could actually reach the lid of the sarcophagus where she would lift it, those who are able to see, or those who believe in Bahamut, they suddenly see these astral hands start to form near her as they reach toward the sarcophagus. They look draconic in nature, but not like any dragonborn or dragon they've seen before. They're like purple scales with some golden markings on them as well, but also clad in the colors of Bahamut with these braces that are platinum and this navy blue color as they grab for the sarcophagus and they start to prepare to lift this up.
Well, so you can't just lift the sarcophagus. You are going to need to try and unlatch it first.
Oh, right. Well, I guess for that part, I'm going to hold off on that until...
No, I think you do. I mean, well, okay.
Well, I wouldn't know. I was going to say maybe... I would wait till someone was able to unlock it first before we did any athletics checks or something.
Well,
So I'm gonna hold off on that and then.
Moku
Okay.
hits the latches with his stick.
Okay. Go ahead and make a strength check.
Oh. Wait.
Moku. Moku is going to make a strength check.
Okay.
As you attempt to knock the latch open with your stick, you are unable. It holds firm against your staff.
Hey,
Moku's
Xander.
worth a try.
Why don't you shape water, freeze over it, break it off?
Do we just want to have somebody strong do it?
Okay, that works also. I just appreciated your effort, Moku. I'm trying
Commander
to
is
guide
going to
you.
walk forward and he's being like, strong! And he's going to reach down and attempt to unlatch one of them to see what it takes. And it's just straight strength check, I believe. Let me double check. Yes. And Bowmander fails to he pulls, is unable to pull the latch loose as he takes
Make sure you use your back.
knees together, looped with your back.
Remember,
Uh,
those muscles you have, use them.
Let's roll a d4. Let's see if he gets the 4 that he needs. No, he does not. Lifting with the back's not working.
Can we have Xander finesse it?
Finesse them loose.
Yeah.
Xander can walk over and investigate the latches.
I'll be right back.
Okay. As Xander approaches to investigate the latches and see if he can use his dexterous nature in order to. He looks closely.
Oh wow. Okay.
And he feels like he might have an idea of a way to kind of wiggle it loose. I just did a saving throw instead of a straight throw, instead of a roll. So that would be a 22. And with all of his mighty, finesse, he is unable to get the latches to release.
Did I already try?
Dexterity is not the way to get this open.
All right.
Can I hit the latches with my hammer?
I guess Thea's getting a little. Is anybody else getting a little anxious or impatient at this point? Because
No,
oh,
you
you're
need
just gonna-
strength. I need a strength check to unlatch it.
All right.
I don't need
So
that
Xander
back.
failed?
Not
Got it.
save.
Xander was not a strength save, a strength check. Although for you it should be the same. It's a +4. No, it's the same thing. It's a 15.
you're right, it's the
just
same.
a +4. So as Tados approaches one of the latches now, having seen Bowmander fail to unlatch it, having seen Moku fail, having seen Xander fail, he walks up, kind of harnesses his hammer at his belt and reaches out with his hand and just reaches and just with visible effort, with strain, he is able to undo one of the 6 latches, and it comes loose, and the whole lid is still held down, but one of the latches is now loose.
All right, we gotta do this 6 times.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Can I just Eldritch Blast one of them point blank?
Go ahead and roll to attack.
Oh,
Just roll it.
With the 22, yeah, you knocked one off. So there's still 4 remaining.
well, I did 2.
Between Bowmander and Tados, they are very strong, and so together, if they work.
Oh yeah, me and
this,
excuse me.
They're able to systematically move from one to the next.
Yeah.
In order to open that, I cannot hear you, John, if you're talking.
So yeah, me and him are just going around busting them up.
Boom, 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 and after a brief moment, you guys are able to unlatch all of the things. The lid itself is so heavy, however, that nothing seeps out, and it's still resting there on top of the
So
Alright.
we turn
So-
to the group and just say, be ready for this, and we go to the near side, this side, me and Bowmander, and push it. I tell Thea to watch out, and we're gonna push it backwards,
Okay.
Well, actually, because of whatever. No,
So
yeah,
are
so
you
from
you want
whatever-
are you gonna you're gonna summon your arms and help them push? Akra?
Yeah, I was gonna do that. So
Perfect.
Yeah, you already heard the description earlier, but
Yeah.
those who are actually able to see these ghostly, and quote unquote ghostly draconic hands might be a bit surprised, but
I knew Bahamut would aid us.
there to help. All right.
Okay.
So
And so, as with Thea's great wisdom acting in for her strength, and with the strength of both Tados and Bowmander all combined, you push the lid off to the side. Inside the coffin is a troll dressed in rotted finery, its jewelry and rings adorned with silver dragons still sparkling. The creature's body is shrunken and elongated, and its flesh is a putrid green. Its black hair is long, thick, and ropey, and its beady black eyes flash open and it snarls as you see before you a troll. And we will roll initiative next time we get together.
Okay.
Hey, big boy.
Do you have a picture for the troll? What he looks like?
You can't see it well enough there.
No, I can see it. I'm just curious.
I don't. Here, let me just.
No, I was just wondering because this looks like just a troll you picked, but I was wondering if like because you described him pretty.
Oh no, he got bigger.
Can you see him? That's what it looks like.
They called it a mine.
Yikes.
Can you see it, Jonathan?
Yeah, I see it. No, I was just curious because you were like describing his tattered clothing.
So
Yeah.
Okay.
okay. So
Nice.
since I
I-
don't have my book, I don't have my new cantrips. Okay. This is gonna be an ordeal.
Yeah. You do have second level spells that aren't from your book, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't worry. Jin, as some of you guys will learn of next time, literally gets nothing from hitting level 3, except for a little bit of hit points until he has a chance to go track down a companion beast, which he's going to be doing. So, 0 benefit for Jin.
ouch.
Yeah. Let's just put it that way. It's going to be interesting. I mean, he'll do fine, but yeah. Okay. So yeah, that was our session, guys. How are we feeling? I'm
Ready,
really
ready to
curious.
channel some divinity, baby.
Yeah.
Run memes. Run memes.
Yeah, I'm ready to deal and to see and to test out those new astral arms on this thing.
Yeah. Yeah, because remember, you have reach. So that means that you can hit him from outside of his range of you. And kind of use your mobility in that way. It's as a small room, so maybe not so much, but still. How did you guys feel about the non-combat encounters?
I thought they were pretty fun.
Yeah?
They're
Yeah.
interesting. It was interesting negotiating for what to take, actually.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
the social encounter even. Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought that would involve like so much discussion, but I was like, oh, you got some
Yeah, that
points
took a little bit
there,
more
you
than I
know.
expected, but
Okay,
yeah, that was good.
it was interesting.
Yeah. And then how about the construct and the globes and stuff like that?
Well,
Did you guys
that
enjoy
was
that?
definitely an interesting change.
Oh, yeah,
of
the
pace
random
compared to what we
gotcha
saw
rolling.
before, but
Mhm.
that was really weird. How I was just like I got close to this thing and then suddenly, pew, out of the room before coming back. What happened?
Yeah. Yeah, because you're so fast. Go ahead, Moku or Andy.
I really like that. Yeah. I think it was a nice change of pace and puzzles, and I'm still trying to like think through like, would we have done it a different way? Could we have done it a different way? What is up with the Joker hat still? I kind of want to throw more money in it.
Yeah.
I'm still
Awesome.
thinking about it.
Yeah. Very cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That just like out of character, that is not something that's Sunless Citadel. That's something that I made or that I found and brought over because I thought it would be a lot of fun for us to kind of do.
I was about to be like, is this
John's
what
like,
for the
it
theme?
wasn't in there when I peeked in there before.
Yeah, I know. Just like there were goblins down here before, even though there aren't. Sorry, guys. I've made some mistakes. I cannot help it.
It's all
Oh,
good.
this is gonna be great because we're gonna be able to bring back like a whole troll. Like, yes, this was the elite squad. Like, how did you miss him? Like,
Oh, this is gonna be interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. So yeah, I think the only thing is that Zach Chen. I'm gonna talk to him about picking his third of his spells. The
I'm also not entirely sure how committed he is with school and stuff as well coming up, and
Mhm.
he's been talking about wanting to do tennis every week.
Okay.
And so that's where he is at now. So I don't know if he actually wants to continue.
Well, would you be willing to kind of just talk to him about it and then kind of
Yeah.
have him reach out to me or let me know? Because yeah,